So basically, he was really hard on the front brake. He was going down the gears. He was backing the bike in sideways using the back brake, and he was locking the rear brake and letting off the rear brake, so I could see the middle of the wheel going shiny. So when I put the tyres on, it was like, flipping heck, it was like a light switch.
Yeah.
And see, when I came back to BSB and had these on, I cleaned up. I remember being sat on the line, and then there was like a commotion going on, and then Michael wheeled his bike. Michael and William wheeled the bikes onto the grid.
Right, we're ready to go.
Yep.
All good to go. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Comedy Corner, episode 20, actually.
As far as that?
So, yes, as much as that. And we're fairly trucking now. We're at Stormount last week, so thanks very much once again for Stormount. But we're back at home here at Philip McCowan's again for episode 20. And a very special guest, a very fast guest indeed with us here, and still racing after many years. And my dear colleague here is going to introduce him once again.
Right, Gareth, this Peter Pan looking bollocks here has been a fucking born in my side for the last 3 years, but he's done so many. He's multiple times British champion, international road race winner, Grand Prix point scorer, Christian Elkin. How are we getting on, man?
Great.
Welcome.
Good to be
And
here.
you're also the owner of Diner Centre NI.
That's correct, yeah.
So kind of this time of year you're probably right and busy, getting everyone else sorted for the year and dynoing and engine refreshes and all the stuff in between.
Tuning
Yep.
and tweaking and getting
Everybody
on.
comes first, I come last,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
You do a lot of work to your own bikes, do you?
I do virtually all the work.
Sorry.
Engine work, yeah. Engine work, tuning, obviously, paint work, everything.
Painter and everything.
Yeah, well, I won't be this year because I'm riding for another team, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to be spoiled this year.
I'm gonna be spoiled,
I'll tell you
yeah.
that.
And so what, just so if any viewers or listeners don't know, what kind of in-house facilities have you got?
We have Rolling Road Dyno, yeah, 250i dyno. So we map with Kit YEC, Motec, Power Commander, Woolwich Racing Software. We have we do servicing. We've just upgraded. We've got suspension tooling now to regas and do suspension. We have a lathe, TIG welders, all sorts, tyre machine, tyre fitting,
Yeah. So you
suspension
basically have
service,
everything to get you
everything
going.
under
Like,
one roof. Yeah, engine rebuilds.
Yeah.
You know,
Everything to build a bike from the
everything
ground up.
to build a bike. Yeah,
Flipping
we
heck.
either supply or can get hold of anything that anybody needs. Really.
yeah, like one-stop shop.
Yeah.
And you're obviously very popular and you're super good at what you do. You're the only one that actually works well for yourself, basically. There's no one else, apart from Jackie, of course.
Apart from my partner Jackie, yeah,
Yeah.
she does. She has my phone. I don't have my phone anymore.
Is that
I'm that busy. Yeah, she takes care of the bookings, the service bookings, the quotes. I mean, when we came back from holiday after Christmas, there were 30 or 40 people that needed to get back to, and
Right.
she's been flat out trying to, whether it's an exhaust system or a quick shifter or a service or a power commander or an ECU flash or whatever. She goes back to them, gives them quotes, gives them dates and that kind of stuff. So
Flipping heck. And you're booked right up, aren't you?
till March already.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That just shows you how good he is, really.
Yeah, no, it shows kind of the class he has.
Yeah.
Wait, have you ever done anything to this man's machines, or?
No.
No,
No.
No, I haven't. No.
apart from throwing up the inside every now and again. Like.
You know.
When I get the chance, not very often now.
I don't know.
Right, Christian, what we do in these podcasts, we like to go back to like day dot with all our kind of guests. I know you've been about for like 100 years, like, but we want to see.
Jesus. Insults straight away.
Me?
So
It's going to be a short episode.
where did kind of motorcycling and Christian Elkin first kind of come in contact?
Right. I lived in Macclesfield in Cheshire, and I lived on Brocklehurst Avenue, and I lived at 100. My best mate lived at 98, who was James Ford, and he was big into motorbikes.
Yeah, he's 125 rider.
Yeah, 125 rider. Yeah, we sort of grew up together. He had field bikes and stuff like that at the time. He was 2 or 3 years older than me, so he got into the bikes sooner. There's another guy called Graham Galley around the corner that was into bikes. Lives in the Isle of Man now. Big Graham, he's like the honey monster. Big, yeah, he's a sound guy. But anyway, so yeah, me and James were knocking about with bikes, and he had something like a DT 100 or something like that.
Yeah.
Field bike, and we go raking around the fields on it. And then he went off. He always wanted to do the TT, and then basically, my dad's girlfriend moved into a house, and there was a little Honda Vision 50 sat outside,
Right.
just leant up against the wall. And she said, well, I spoke to the previous owner. It doesn't run. You can buy it for like 50 quid. So my dad bought it for me. And
your first bike?
Honda Vision 50 was my first bike, yeah.
Jeez,
So-
I've never heard of one of them.
Honda Vision.
Honda Vision
scooter.
50?
No.
Yeah, scooter,
Yeah.
a little step-through
Oh.
scooter.
Class.
Oh, like a wee Honda 90 sort of thing?
No,
Yeah,
no,
no,
a Honda
no.
90 is like a flipping Rolls Royce compared to
Oh,
a
really?
Yeah,
Honda
no,
Vision.
I think
It's just,
nearly-
it's just a rev and go step-through.
Uh-huh.
So we just raked that. There's the canal was like sort of ran behind our houses, and we used to call it canal fields.
Yeah.
We used to rake round the canal fields when we were young, just cutting a track around a few trees and stuff, and that's what we used to do. Just
And what
raking.
age would you have been here?
About 14, maybe
14?
13, 14,
Yeah,
something
right,
like
which is
that.
quite late. Yeah,
Well,
quite late.
Me mother's brother, or so was my uncle, got killed by a drunk driver, and he had a Honda 90. He crashed. He got
Right.
So my
Flipping
mum,
heck.
my mum left us when we were young anyway, and I was brought up by my dad really, single parent family. But yeah, my mum didn't want me to have a motorbike, but my dad just said, look, if that's what you want to do, well, have a motorbike. So basically, it all started just field bike like everyone does,
Yeah.
just raking around a field. And one of my mates, Ollie Sykes, his dad was quite well off, and he had 3 or 4 farms. And when we got a little bit older, 14, 15, we used to rake round his fields. I had a YZ80.
Right.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
Ollie had like a KX80. I had a YZ80. And we used to rake round his fields when the sheep weren't on. And then he used to get us working on the farm and stuff in between, sort of things.
Aye, for payment, sort of rental of the fields.
Well, not really. He just had us all grafting.
Oh, right, okay.
To teach us that you need to work for money, sort
Yeah.
of thing.
Cheap labour.
And then the story was like the YZ80, a new motorbike shop opened in Macclesfield called Ace Motorcycles, and the guy that owned that was a guy called Bob Gladhill. Basically, I used to go in there. Me and my mate Heathy, one of my old mates from say Brocklehurst Avenue as well, I went to school with, used to go down and we used to look in the motorbike shop, and he had a couple of old dirt bikes and something like a little Honda Z50.
Yeah.
And a few little motocross bikes in the corner, and we were like, oh, what are them there, mister, what are them? He'd be like, oh, fuck off, you're not going to buy it. So that's what my dad did a deal with him to buy this YZ80 that was in the corner, a little YZ80. So he said, I'll pay you so much a week and buy it. So he bought it for me for Christmas.
Right.
So it was like a tatty old shitbanger, really.
Yeah.
So I basically did the thing up, cleaned all the plastics up, painted the frame, painted all the swinging arm, cleaned everything up. We put new tyres on it and stuff. And my dad took some pictures with a Polaroid and took them into Bob and goes, Bob, my son wants a Saturday job. And he's like, all right. He goes, this is what he's done to this YZ85. And he goes, oh, flipping heck, he's made a good job of that, tidying it up. So he says, send him in on Saturday and we'll get him to polish the bikes and stuff and clean it up. So basically I started at Ace Motorcycles in Macclesfield and basically just polishing. He had about 50 or 60 bikes in stock.
Yeah.
And every Saturday I would polish every single one
And
of
that's
them.
when you were like 13, 14?
I was 13, 14.
Yeah?
Yeah. So I worked there for 10 years basically.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, he must have looked
So-
after you then.
Yeah.
Polishing away and...
Yeah.
So I started off just polishing,
Yeah.
then he
So you've
going
always
to the
been in the
workshop.
motorcycle trade?
I
From
was,
day dot?
yeah,
since
from day
you were
dot. I basically started
teenager?
from tinkering around, fixing all
Yeah.
our, like, we used to drag old C90s, or we call them bog seats in England. So we'd drag a boggy out of the canal, they'd bring it round to my house, I'd get the thing going, drain
Yeah.
the carb, clean out the fuel tank, get it going, and we'd rake round the fields on them.
and then sell it on, or...
No, they were nicked stuff, and
Oh,
people
right.
were dumped in the canal.
Yeah.
And we heard wind that people were stealing these
Yeah,
boggies
yeah, yeah.
and dumping them near where we used to ride. So there was a guy called Lee Costello, and he'd go in with goggles on and his underpants.
Jeez.
He'd find the bikes. Right, I found one. We'd tie a rope on it and then fucking drag.
Is that the same Lee Costello race?
No.
it's
It's just a guy
Yeah,
that
just
lived down
guys
the road
like
from me. So
So when did you do any youth
No.
motocross?
No,
So you were
nothing.
just basically riding
Field
around
bikes,
just
no
field
motocross.
bikes. It wasn't until you got on the tarmac is when you started racing.
yeah,
Which that in itself,
I didn't
obviously.
do any pit bikes, no like mini motos, nothing.
It's the way you were building up this, I was thinking, right, he's
Yeah.
brought this wee Yamaha and
And
he's
he's gonna
went
go
to a wee
racing.
No, we're just
schoolboy
raking
competition.
around the fields. Like we didn't really jump
Yeah.
or anything. There was a couple of like rivers that meandered, and there was a drop off, and we'd like jump across, but
yeah.
no like big massive jumps. Or we're just raking
Just
around,
messed
just
about,
raking
like.
around. Yeah,
Considering obviously I've spent many a lap behind you, and I know kind of your riding style and stuff. And considering you did no kind of racing in your youth, like any smaller bike riding or nothing, it's like it just shows kind of how your progression probably went, if you know what I mean, because you are very kind of, how would I say, smooth and kind of dot to dot.
Yeah.
And he knows how to back it in too, still.
And still knows how to back it in. That's stuff that kind of nearly we learn in many motos.
Yeah.
And you just had to start at the deep end.
Yeah.
So what age did you go on the tarmac and start racing then?
So when I was working at this motorbike shop, Ace Motorcycles, there was a guy called Martin Davenport that used to come in on a Saturday, a Tuesday night and a Thursday night, and he helped out a couple of guys that raced. So he helped a guy called Andy Broom that raced a 600 from the motorbike shop, and he helped a guy, I can't remember, Stuart Bradley or something. He had a Honda 125, and we decided that the bike, well, he wasn't that quick on it, but he decided he needed a 600. So the bike was for sale in the motorbike shop, so I used to sit on it nearly every day.
Yeah.
Martin saw me sitting on the bike, and Bob saw me sitting on the bike, and I was like sat on it. I was like flipping this, you know.
This is an RS.
A Honda RS 125, a 1990 model. This was in 1996.
Yeah.
So said to me, "Would you like to ride that?" And I was like fucking hell, yeah. Would I like to ride it? He said, "Well, you want to race?" And we've been to Darley Moor. Like Darley Moor was only like 45 an hour away from where we used to live. Yeah. So Darley Moor was like my local track, that and Alton Park.
Really?
So I've been to Alton watching, and Bob used to take us to Darley Moor. We used to watch this guy called Andy Broom racing like a CBR 600. So we'd take like the field bikes and ride around the outside of the track and stuff and watch the scooters and stuff like that. So basically he said, do you want to ride it? And so I'll speak to this fellow who's selling it. I'll see if I get it for good money. So I think he paid 800 or 900 quid for it.
Yeah.
This was like in 1996. And he goes, right, I bought the bike, we're going to race it.
Jesus.
So we need to go to like J&S Accessories and get a helmet and gloves and boots. Fuck me, you should have seen when I first came out.
Yeah.
I had these like George Formby blue and white leathers with no padding in them whatsoever.
No.
So
What Michael Evers, do you remember?
no brand in them.
No?
No, well, they might have, I don't know what they were. They were shocking looking. So I wore motocross knee pads, obviously back protector, and I had Bieffia graffiti boots.
Right,
An FM helmet looked like I was like a spaceman.
Yes, that's
an FM
massive.
Force One helmet.
Yeah.
And these, I don't know what the think field shear gloves. So the first time I rode it, there were no, we had any practice days. The problem was I was 15 at the time, and in England then, you couldn't race till you were 16.
Right.
So basically Martin or Bob spoke to Eddie Nelson, who ran Darley Moor, and he was the head of the ACU. So he said, if you only race at Darley Moor the first year, we'll let you race at 15.
Right.
So
So you done like your apprenticeship at Darley Moor then?
Darley Moor, yeah.
Yeah.
No
was
birth
you,
certificate forged.
would this been like, you know, basically learning gears, doing everything?
Well, obviously gears and stuff.
yes, and
I
the
didn't
80,
run upside down shift until we started with a race bike. Obviously,
Yes.
I just
Yeah,
conventional
yeah.
shift on the YZ80 or the had a little Honda CB50J as well. We turned into a field bike as well. That was a great thing. We just ragged that forever, never broke.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we so the first time I rode that bike was actually an airfield, Woodford Aerodrome. So the guy, for some reason, the like Bob at Ace Motorcycles knew like loads of different people, and there was a young doll that used to come in and we used to service her bike, and her dad owned Woodford Aerodrome. So he said, "No, any chance we can get Christian to have a ride round on this bike, because never done upside down shift, had never ridden a road bike. You know, I didn't even have a scooter or anything at that time." So we went around Woodford Aerodrome on this 125, like following him, and he was in a big old Range Rover. So I was like raking round, like he was like, I was like, fucking hell, he's going really slow, but I didn't realise how quick the bike was, even though it was 125. Compared to anything I've ridden, it was like, it was like nearly wheeling. And obviously, because I was like tiny on it. Back then, I was about 7.5 stone or something.
Sorry, I was going to ask, like, I know you're not big now, like, but even like 15, would you have been?
I was about
5 foot, like.
I didn't. At school, I was actually on like a program where they checked my size, weight, and height for quite a number of years, because they were going to give me steroids, like growth hormones.
Right.
But they didn't in the end. I had like a bit of a spurt.
Right.
So
Okay.
I was like, if you look at any of my pictures from school, I am really
borderline dwarf.
I am like.
I was going to say, you got a
I'm
start
not
on
on
size.
people's shoulders compared, and all of a sudden, You know,
Brilliant.
I shot up.
Yeah.
Well, not really, but
Yeah.
you know,
Aye, but you would have been like small for a 125 still at that
I was
time.
still
like,
small. Yeah, when
yeah.
I was sat on it, I was stretched out like this. Because the tank's quite long on a 125.
Yeah,
Especially the older ones were longer,
Yeah,
weren't they?
yeah,
The 19
yeah.
model.
Yeah,
Flipping
so
heck.
we had a blast around there and went straight to Darley Moor. The first practice, I remember, I was shitting myself. It was like, you know, all the bikes revving up and everything,
Yeah.
and I'm like, not done any motocross, not done anything. Like, ring, ring, ring. At Darley Moor, what you did, you used to like pick a stick out of a bag. So they'd shake this bag, you pick the stick, and like, that's your grip position. They weren't qualifying.
I had no transponders, no nothing. Like,
No, I think it was, no, they weren't
No,
transponders
you
back
wouldn't
then, I
have
don't think.
no. And
Class.
did you ever do a track day or anything before that? Or
I can't even remember whether I did or I didn't. I might have done.
yeah.
I might have done like a practice day. In fact, I did a practice day at Croft.
Really?
And what was funny was, really funny, it was raining. And obviously I'd never ridden this bike. I'd never really ridden it. And then we put there was a set of wheels and we put wets on it. I was faster than the guy that was on the CBR 600 who sold the 125.
Is that right? And your first.
On the 125 the first time I rode it.
Yeah.
brilliant.
And the guy was saying, "Oh, there's something wrong with the bike." That's what he used to say about the 125. There's something wrong with the bike all the time. And I was faster than he was on the 600.
And he was on the 600.
And that was the very first time.
He was just useless.
You see, when you're first doing your laps around there, field and stuff, and that was your first time on tarmac, do you remember what feeling you had, Christian? Was this like,
Well,
was
I've
it like an
ridden-
epiphany? Was it like, fucking, this is what I want to be doing?
Well, I
like,
always wanted to do motocross.
Oh,
I
you-
wanted to do
yeah?
motocross. I really wanted to see when I went to the motorbike show, all
Yeah.
the pictures I had was of motocross bikes, and the only other one I had was of a big one of Joey Dunlop. And that was it.
yeah,
You know,
yeah. I see you wanted to do motocross.
Motocross, yeah.
So,
That's strange because you spent your time in the fields.
Yeah,
messing
field
about.
bikes and that's what, like when we were looking at like a YZ125, and I was like, you know, drooling over it
dream,
sort of
yeah.
thing. And like there's a picture of me. Flip me, what year is it? Oh, fucking, I don't know. A ZXR 750. I'm sat on it like this. There was a few of us that went down on the train to to Birmingham on the train when we were young. Flip me, that's going back a few years. Must be like. Oh, fuck me. 1998, 5, something, 93, something, 93, something like that, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, because, ZXR 750 was a bike back
Yeah,
then,
yeah.
94, 95, yeah, something like that, yeah.
Class.
Flipping heck.
So, right, you done your track day at Croft, and then you picked your qualifying position out of the hat at
Yeah.
Dolly Moor.
Yeah.
Do you remember you qualified to start off, or do you know what you picked out?
No, I don't.
No, you don't.
No, it was just
Right.
a total blur. It
So
was like-
we're out of the pits, we're lining up for the
so
first,
you get a practice first, like just a practice,
yeah.
but it's not,
like an on-time type.
yeah, an untimed
Yeah.
practice. Well, Darley Moor, you don't like most tracks. You come out of pit lane. Darley isn't like that. You literally the last corner is where you come onto the track. So
Right.
the grid's just set back from the last corner.
The grid's not actually on the track.
Right, okay.
Yeah,
Have
it's
you
not, the start.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
no like start finish. It's just a start line.
Right,
So you
okay.
start back from the first corner.
Yeah.
So
And then you're in that fucking wee chicane.
into a chicane. So I went through the first chicane, went into Park Corner, I think it was, just went straight on into the gravel. Like, it's like, you know, oh shit, like feet down straight into the gravel. And like I managed to scoop it out of the gravel. I was like, flip man, like we just had the bike painted up. We just had these big Ace motorcycle stickers on it and all that. And
You got your
thought I-
first one out of the road pretty
I
quickly.
thought, I
yeah.
don't want to crash. I do not want to crash. I was like,
And what was the club scene competitive at that stage? Like the Dolly Moor?
yeah, if you
Yeah.
didn't have like that was 96 when I started. If you didn't have like a 95 bike, like a new shape
Yeah,
125, you'd lucky. Like I was finishing like I won like what did I win? I won like the novice championship.
Right, okay.
The
In your first year?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
And was there anyone in that class that time who, went on to do a bit more racing, BSB, or maybe still racing, do you remember?
He's sitting there.
Apart from yourself, like.
Well, Chris Burns used to race Darley Moor.
Right,
Oh,
yes.
Chris Burns,
Chris
yeah.
Burns. There's a guy called Martin Frost who used to do BSBs and he used to do the Darley Championship.
Right?
There was other boys as well, but I can't. It was a while
Even,
ago.
Yeah,
you go to
well-
Darley now, like there's stars in Darley.
Yeah,
I
I
done
know,
it.
I know,
I done
yes.
it one year.
Yeah.
Like Rudder and the
Oh, yeah,
Dunlops
McGuinness and
Yeah, I
those
know.
boys go, yeah.
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 It's a good wee track. Like there's not an awful lot of runoff at it. Sure, there's not.
No,
I think I
especially the
remember right at
left hander
back.
before the hairpin. Yeah.
Jesus.
I know years ago they did try to get like people from over here to be doing the Stars Dolly, wasn't it? It was
Yeah.
kind of like a reverse thing. People come
Yeah,
to the
I
Sunflower,
went-
like, but it was
So
kind of.
I used to really love Darley.
Yeah.
Like Darley, it was a good run meet.
Yeah.
They ran it really well.
And
it's
they
good.
treat you like kings over there. Like
was
Like
good.
we
It
went
was a
over
good
at
club.
Pearson.
Yeah.
You know, Chris Carter used to do the commentary.
Chris-
You heard of Chris
oh,
Carter?
yeah.
Yeah. Chris
He was
Carter,
the commentator, and it was good. He used to be a bit of a buzz about it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
So from that kind of, doing your novice stuff at Darley, was the progression quite quick
yeah.
before you're in the British Championship? So you said, what was it, 96 you started
started
racing?
in 96, yeah.
And by what year were you kind of
98.
98? So that's not long at all
Yeah,
from
so-
you, especially when you had no racing background to start off
No,
with.
and no real support of anyone. There was no,
Yeah.
apart from
Was your
Martin,
dad
no, my
supportive
dad
of-
was nothing to do with motorbikes.
Nothing to do with
It was-
motorbikes?
It was basically Roger
Aye.
Davenport,
Okay.
Martin and Roger Davenport and Bob at Ace Motorcycles.
Right, okay. So they brought you up then. So,
Yeah.
So if you're going from 98, is that into the British paddock?
Yeah.
So you're still riding, are you a privateer or did you get picked up by a team?
No, what happened? So first year, novice championship, and I finished like maybe 4th or 5th in the championship. Sixth, I don't know, something like that. The second year, I finished 3rd overall in the championship. But we realised I couldn't beat anyone that was on a new bike. You just like a 1990 standardish bike with a set of Astrolite wheels. It was nothing
You're
compared to
pissing into the wind sort of thing?
yeah, pissing the wind. So what happened? We went. There was a guy, Matt Jackson. You heard of him? Matt Jackson. He raced TT on a
Right,
125 and
yeah.
stuff. He's still about now,
Yeah.
helping run teams and stuff. So there's a guy called Matt Jackson. He was selling a 125 and he worked at John Hall Motorcycles in Blackpool.
Okay.
And he says, right, Martin said, I think we're going to buy a new bike. So I was like, this is Martin Davenport. So he goes, but was it £5,000 or £6,000? So we went from like an £800 bike to like a £5,000 bike.
Yeah.
And it's like, but I can't really afford it and I'm going to have to get a loan. So are we going to have a go at this? So it was like, yeah, we'll have a go, yeah. So he got a loan.
Yeah.
He went and bought this bike and it was absolutely mint. It was like an absolutely mint 125. And as soon as I jumped on that, it was like turning a light switch on.
Sorry.
I won every race at Darley.
Flipping
And we said, right, we're going to have to go and do, at the time it was called maybe the People National Championship. It was like one below BSB.
Right.
And I was finishing like in the top 10 of that straight away. And I think I got maybe top 4 or 5 or something, or a podium the first year I did it.
Flips.
And you were going to different tracks at this
So
stage.
then I
so you're
started
learning.
going to Alton,
Yeah.
Donington, Mallory, Cadwell. But you could do track days at Cadwell and stuff, and you could do track days at Alton. So we were doing a few track days, and we started doing. And
You
then,
knew the tracks anyway.
Well, you're
Yeah, the
as
track
part of
days
the
and stuff,
apprenticeship,
and-
obviously.
part,
before you
yeah,
went
learning
to
the track. So I
BSB.
was like, I went to Brands to do one of the rounds, and I finished. I don't know, it was 4th or 5th or something at first go, and then a guy came over, called Nick Carpenter. Well, if you don't know about Nick Carpenter, he ran a guy called Fernando Mendez.
Yes.
He ran
Yeah.
Charlie Nesbitt. He ran me. He was involved with UK1 racing.
Yeah.
He's been about racing for flipping. That he was involved with Paget's.
Yeah.
He'd been about racing for years, and he was setting up a new team with a guy called Razor Grier, some millionaire guy, and he basically said, "Look, I'm running a team. I'm going to run 3 125s and a 250, and do you want a test rider one?" So. Yeah, in 2008, or end of 2007, 2008, I went and rode a bike for him.
97, 98. Yeah.
Yeah.
97, 98. And then that was your full-time assault in the British Championship in 98.
So yeah.
And was it an eye-opener for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Big
Yeah, it
time.
was like, flip me, it was like trying to learn the bike, learn the gearbox ratios, gearing, jetting, all that kind of stuff. It was like, we were just basically 198 main jet, just ride away at it with the same. Same. Ran the same tyres all year, virtually.
Right?
We used to run treaded tyres at Darley, like KR364s.
Yeah.
So we only changed the rear tyre halfway through the year because we thought we best. Not because it was completely worn down.
Yeah. You can get a couple of
then
miles out of her.
You're
but-
going into British Championship where would you be changing tyres every session then?
Not every session, like.
But
we were
you're
doing,
still fresh ones for the racing
fresh,
qualifying, like.
Yeah. So you went from hardly spending anything on tyres to having to find budget to.
I put tyres on the
And
thing.
you had to pay. Did you ever pay for the tyres yourself, or was this part of the?
We found sponsors to pay for the tyres
Yeah.
and stuff.
And did they make you more or less change the tyre, or did you feel that?
No, basically at
'Cause
the
the
time, I
competition
think
was
they
up.
had at the time when I was always riding Dunlops, and then when we were buying second-hand Dunlops off people like Alan Green, Joe Breadline Racing,
Yeah.
buying like second-hand pair of tyres for 40 quid. And that's what we were doing the People National Championship on. We're buying second-hand stuff, second-hand wets, second-hand slicks. And then we rode for Nick Carpenter. Basically, they had a contract with Michelin. So we're using...
Was it open tyre then?
Yeah. So like we were running Michelin tyres then. So was it 1998? Was it Chris Palmer that won the championship in 98?
It was.
Yeah.
Because I listened to his podcast not that long ago and he was talking about that.
I've got a funny story about Chris Palmer.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm sure there's plenty.
I was new to racing, like fairly. Well, I've obviously been racing a couple of years, and like I was like, I didn't drink, I didn't go out at night running around the paddock. I just concentrated on the bike and concentrated because Nick was quite strict. You know, he always finished the bike before he even had his tea or anything like that. So I would, I wouldn't go back gallivanting around and all that kind of stuff. So one night I went out to the bar at Mallory, and Chris Palmer used to drink. Like a lot of people, like there was Steve Paxton, Chris Palmer, loads of boys.
That's what, you know, see, just for them two names alone, like, see the 125 class back then. Not that, like, you know, well, British Talent Cup is designed for kids, you know what I mean? But, and like the Motorstar stuff.
But they were men.
The 125 like, class was
They were
full of
living
men.
racing motorbikes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a thing that's went a wee bit ski with racing? Do you think the smaller bike classes should, like, anyone should be allowed? Do you think the likes of the Moto 3 class should allow maybe people like yourself?
Because of
my
my stature, my size. Yeah,
Yes.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, and it would bring on the kids themselves, because you
Yeah.
think of the amount of people went into Grand Prix after racing established guys like them.
Well, if you look at, there was Appleyard, Patrickson, there was Chris Burns, there were Darren Gawley was one. They used to do European stuff. Darren Barton, yeah. They'd been to Grand Prix and come back. So you're racing people that had actually,
I have that experience.
you know, finished in the top 20 in Grand Prix weekend out, you know, and winning European races and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, so you were racing against a lot higher level, and technically as well, they could set the bikes up. So they were doing gearbox ratios, gearing, suspension, all that. Whereas now you just seeing people just jump on a bike and just ride it.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to. Everyone runs a gearing. Everyone runs this set of forks. Everyone runs. You know, you could change your gearbox ratios, your clutch, your flipping, your jets, your main jet, your power jets, all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
I give you a bit more of a feel of what a bike does as well. Plus, you had the level of competition of these guys.
Yeah.
Like, do you think that's needs brought back a wee bit? Or do you think the kind
I don't know if there's any real way you can.
You can't. It's like there's a problem now with motorbike racing. If you ride a 125 or a Moto 3, it's a small bike. It's for kids.
Yeah.
If you ride a superbike, that's for men.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like the 600's almost like, it's a 600 now. It's a bit of a small bike.
Yeah.
People don't recognise anything unless it's a super bike, and I think that's complete shite, to be honest.
Yeah.
But then you look at the kids in these Supersport 300, they're spoiled rotten. They jump on, away they go. 125s, as you said.
Oh, you had to work at it.
You had to
couldn't
work
just,
on it.
you couldn't.
Every time the bike came in, you're checking the plug, you know, you're
taking
plug
the head off.
chopping, taking the heads off.
Time,
and checking your detonation.
It was a part of the whole, you know, apprenticeship of going into, you know, because the experience that you got from obviously your early primitive 125 days with likes of Nick, it obviously brought you on into like bigger bikes that you're doing, still part of your job now, if you know what I mean. So you understand it from that point of view.
Well, I was basically picked up a HRC manual. Martin gave me that and said, right, read that, that's your homework. You know, so I knew everything about the bike. I could tell you the torque setting, the clutch nut, the flywheel, the cylinder head bolts, the wheel. If someone said, what's a 55 Newton meters of clutch on a 125 centre nut, you know, I knew it off the top of my head, like.
Yeah.
Whereas you asked me that now,
you wouldn't have a clue.
The same, but.
But, right, so in the British Championship racing, I imagine, as you say, you're in high water as such, like, kind of out of your depth a wee bit. How long was the kind of progression from where you qualify at the back of the field?
Yeah, I was struggling to qualify.
Struggling to qualify to
start with.
And then kind of that year, where did it start to kind of pick up, or did it just naturally progress? Or
it was weird, like, because it was small, I got noticed quite a lot. And I must have had a lot of people showed quite a lot of interest in me.
Okay.
And there's a guy that used to run Brembo UK, which is a guy called John Penniston.
Okay.
If anyone knows racing back in the day, John Penniston was, he was like one of the head guys in Alfa Romeo Formula 1 team. He was good mates with Eddie Jordan.
Yeah.
He was a real cool guy, a proper cool guy. And he was in the paddock. He was big into 125s, and he was big with Mattioni Racing in Grand Prix. So he was having cylinders and crankcases made for them.
Yeah.
back in the day.
Yeah.
And he sort of took a bit of a shine to me, this guy called John Penniston. And I tell you what, he was designing or getting parts manufactured for K-Tech suspension when the very first.
Is that right?
Yeah. So obviously Ken and Chris developed, I don't know, say the valve kit, and basically John had them made for them. So I was testing, believe it or not, right, I'm going off the tangent there.
No, keep it going. That's what we love. Keep it going.
So in 98, this guy came up and he was like, he used to do brakes. So we used to buy the brakes and stuff off him, brake pads, brake discs and all that. And he goes, oh, I've got a 125. Would you like a go of it? I need someone to test it. So he goes, I've got my own engine and I've got this brake setup I want to test, and I've got this Penske shock, and I've got this new fork kit. Yeah. The K-Tech internal kit. So he said, would you like to ride it? So he lived in Lincoln, quite close to Cadwell Park.
Yeah.
So we spoke to Nick, and Nick said, yeah, you can have a go of it. So we went, we had a ride of it, and I was faster on his bike than I was on Nick's straight away.
Yeah.
But the difference was it was on Dunlops, and the brakes were flipping unreal, because it had like obviously top of the range, Brembo monoblock caliper, HPK disc, radial master cylinder, all that kind of stuff, and these performance friction brake pads and whatever it was anyway. And I felt really comfy on his bike. And basically, so I did 2 or 3 track days at Cadwell, and I really loved Cadwell, over the mountain, through the trees, through the woodland section, like first corner flat out. You know, I really, really enjoyed it. So basically, John went to Nick and said, look, he prefers Dunlop tyres to these. We're having problems at the time with Michelins. They were chattering really bad. And obviously I didn't know what chatter was. This was like in 98.
Yeah.
So I'm going into the first corner at Cadwell, and it's like going, and it turns out they were Michelin tyres, and we were getting the old tyres, and like the likes of Palmer and whoever else were getting the good Michelin tyres.
Yeah.
So John went, right, I'll tell you what, I'll buy his tyres. We'll put him on Dunlops. I'll buy his tyres for the rest of the year and see how he gets on. So this was the Brembo guy. Decided to buy my tyres. So we put a set of tyres on and flipped me the transformed the bike. So he said he had better suspension. His chassis was better than Nick's. So, but Nick, it was Graham File and Nick Carpenter and Tony Green did the exhaust, whoever it was. So that package was mega, but the chassis wasn't that great. So John Penniston said, well, I'll give you my chassis and you put your engine and your running gear in it. So anyway, this is the first year, so I went from like not qualifying, then getting to like maybe just about scoring points, to went to Cadwell Park. I'd been testing there on Penno's bike, we used to call him Penno, John Penniston, a few times, and Cadwell Park, bang, pole position.
Flipping out.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Just
in your first season?
Yeah, so 1998, I scored pole position at Cadwell Park in my first year. I followed Darren Barton round, and I nipped him for pole position.
Brilliant. And that's just because the suspension setup,
everything
the
worked.
brakes,
Just everything
the
worked.
package
Like
came
you're
in.
And I've done
comfortable.
2 or 3 track days on that suspension setup.
That's
with the
very
gearing
impressive.
Right. So like, I thought, I can think I can do this. But what happened then was I'd never been a threat to anybody. Then people like Kenny Tibble came round, so you'll do fuck all tomorrow, and
they were starting to play mind games, were they?
Darren Barton's came round, so you'll fall up, sort of.
Right.
And you'd still be quite young at this stage,
Well, I was only, I started when I was 15, 16, 17, 18.
Flipping out.
Yeah. So anyway, I did shit in the race, like they said, to be fair. I went off the line and I finished maybe 4th or 5th. I thought I could have got a podium, but I didn't. And that sort of...
That's pretty
but that was the biggest progression you've had since,
so,
yet, if you know what I mean.
So then, that was a mega jump.
Was it just nerves in the race, or was it...
I'd never been at the front. Obviously, I'd had at Darley Moor, and I'd have been at like a club meeting or something. But BSB, back then, it was proper cutthroat. So, say if you didn't overtake, you were overtaken.
Yeah.
And like they would bang into you quite a bit back then as well.
Yeah.
Whereas you don't really do that now. They would actually bump you and
Here's
stuff.
the question now.
Well, some people don't.
We'll say nothing about that.
Fucking no one's racing. So here's a question. So there's you sitting pole position, Cadwell Park, right?
Shitting it.
Shitting yourself. I'm probably a bit late to this question, but did you have any aspirations of any sort of BSB beforehand? It wasn't like, did you watch motorbike when you were a child and this is like
No.
a path you wanted to be at?
No.
It just stumbled upon it just
Fell into it,
coincidental
really. It
that
was-
you ended up in that kind of thing.
It was all because of, like I say, this guy Martin Davenport. He still helps me today.
Yeah.
He still helps me now. He comes over to the Northwest every year and helps me
Yeah.
and stuff. And he likes. We started off for a bit of fun, and basically the problem was if you're any good and you're having a bit of fun, you realise your equipment's not good enough. So then you have to buy a better bike. So that's what kept happening. So we went from club level to national level to British Championship
Yeah.
level. Then we go, oh wait a minute, we can get a wild card at British Grand Prix. We'll go and do a Spanish round or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what sort of happened.
Yeah.
Just
It's-
barrel roll, really.
It's
didn't
just,
it?
it's,
Yeah.
I
And
can
the
only
money
just-
kept going up as well. Like,
yeah.
there's a couple of regrets that I didn't do. I got offered a ride with Padgett's. Clive rang Martin and said, right, we've got a ride. This was back in, I don't know, 2000, 98, 2000, 2001, somewhere like that. Clive offered a ride, but he wanted... So we went over to Batley, went into his shop, and he was... I've always been really fond of Clive Padgett, and his enthusiasm for flipping bike racing is like second to none.
He's like a child with it, isn't he?
Oh, he still is now. You can see when he goes racing, he loves it.
He's
He
getting
absolutely
excited
loves
now.
it. And I would have loved to been involved with Clive at some point, but we just didn't have the money. We didn't have the money. Like,
If you don't mind me asking, like, see, at that stage, was there money to be made out of racing? Well, 125 racing and British Championship. Could you have made a living, or could you have kept the show going?
I was quite lucky as I had a couple of loyal sponsors. Like there was McGreevy Transport, Barry and Mark McGreevy in England. They came on board and paid me tyres and bought me stuff, and they were very, very good to me. And then there was a couple of people that helped out over the years that were good to me, like say Martin and Roger Davenport. And there was a if you had everything paid for and you were keeping your prize money, you could earn a little bit of money.
Yeah,
But it wasn't like it was only
there was no one,
only
like-
500 quid for a win, and there was only 12 rounds. So
Okay, yeah.
Right.
So it was
if you won every race, you know,
You couldn't make a wage out
you
of
couldn't
it.
make a wage out of it. No,
so there's no one really making a wage out of the 125 class anyway at that time.
probably not. Like there was Steve Paxton. There was a few that were obviously well sponsored, so they made like back then there was companies like NGK gave me podium money.
Right,
got
so
a
you're
podium.
Oh,
getting
you got like
contingency
bonuses.
money.
Yeah,
Right.
and Dunlop tyres. If you won, you got 2 sets of tyres. If you're third, you got a rear tyre. If you're second, you got a set, and if you won, you got a front and maybe 2 rears. I can't remember what it
Yeah.
was, but that made my tyre bill quite cheap when I was
Yeah.
winning. And later on, when I was winning, I was
Yeah.
contracted to Dunlop and stuff. So, that made life a lot easier. Like tyres were a couple £100 a set, whereas now yourself,
Yeah.
tyres are £430 a set.
I
if you buy them.
can't believe that. Like
Yeah.
400. I think it was actually you a couple of years ago said to me
It
because I always says I
it
used to
it
spend.
was at B&D Club Awards I mentioned it, and
That's
you
right,
went,
yeah.
I couldn't
like,
believe
what?
it.
What?
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, tyres is that.
Tyres,
There were
it's a job,
three-
job's fuck, like.
Yeah.
There was
No,
£310 before I retired.
Yeah.
And then we were getting help with Michelin.
Yeah.
And then you told me they were over £400 for a set of tyres.
Yeah.
What do you think about a tyre is
mental.
basically like a drug to a motorbike racer. It's a thing that makes you go quick.
Yeah.
And so you can just
And now
charge,
we're using
yeah.
all the soft SC0 stuff.
Yeah.
They do like one good race, and the second race you struggle
Yeah,
to
you
do
can
the-
notice it.
You do
It's
notice it, don't you?
I think they're a bit more kind of like a heat cycle.
Yeah, they don't like the heat
Yeah,
cycles.
don't like
yeah.
a heat cycle.
To keep them on the warmers, nearly.
Aye, but
Cool them
there's-
down.
I don't
That's
know,
what
it
we
just
do all
doesn't-
day. Just
yeah.
keep them on the warmers
Just
all
keep them
day.
warm.
Yeah.
But right here, motorbikes.
Right,
boys. Come on,
motorbikes,
racing,
yeah.
Oh, I was
racing.
talking about
Yeah.
So you stayed with Nick for a long time, like did you, or did you
Yeah.
bounce in and out?
Yeah, well,
because
what
I might
happened-
be missing a wee bit here.
Yeah, no, so I started off, we signed with Nick, we went with Nick, we rode with him 98, 99, and then we do 2000 as well. So each year I was getting closer to the front, more consistent. And then 2000, was it 2000? It was
I mean, you scoring
2000.
podiums with this kind of wee bit as well. Or were
I'm
you-
not sure whether I was, maybe just like in the top, maybe 7
Mm-hmm.
or something. But there were the class, like there was, if you look at some of the riders that were there, like there was Johnny Ray, there was Tom Sykes, there was Eugene Laverty, Michael Laverty, John Laverty, Leon Haslam,
Casey Stoner.
Casey, well that was, later, Casey Stone, he was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's not many riders I've ridden behind I've gone, fucking hell. We're at Mallory Park. This 2001, so I'd gone back to MRO in 2001. Won that championship in 2001 against Steve Patrickson.
Yeah.
But at the start of the year, Casey Stoner was riding. So he did like the 125 Aprilia Championship, and he was mega in that. He jumped on a 125. I think, it wasn't anything special. It just had a raffle barrel on, which was a good barrel back in the day. It had a billet caliper and stuff. But I was behind him, Mallory, and you go through the Lake Esses into the hairpin, and he was backing the bike in sideways on the back brake. So he's backing it in sideways, then bang, knee on the floor, bang straight to the throttle.
Jesus.
And like, whee, at the corner.
On
And
a
I thought,
125.
yeah. And I thought,
Flipping heck.
fuck, if I did that, I'd be over the handlebars.
Yeah.
So I could sort of just about hang on to him, but what he could do on a bike, I couldn't do.
Is that one of like the, we've talked about it before, where it's like one of the like, when you see like a natural talent.
Just totally natural, yeah.
To see what you said, you hit it on the head, he done something that I couldn't do. And I've been in that scenario before myself, like with riders.
Yeah.
Can you just explain what you seen? Obviously,
So basically, he was really hard on the front brake. He was going down the gears. He was backing the bike in sideways using the back brake, and he was locking the rear brake and letting off the rear brake, so I could see the middle of the wheel going shiny. And then before he was still sideways, and
it's
he
on a
dropped it down
125 as well.
on his
Like,
knee.
it's not like it's.
So he's facing the right
Twitches.
direction for the corner
Yeah.
already. Before he was like, well, as I was braking and riding around the corner, he was sideways facing into the corner. So when he put his knee on the floor, he was accelerating out.
Near
So I
motocross
was still
style.
like, still
Yeah,
trying
he's
to wait
still-
to pick
yeah,
up the
yeah.
throttle, and he was full throttle.
Jesus
You
Christ.
know, but it
Crazy.
wasn't just there. Like at Alton Park, I think he went to Alton Park, and his second ever lap, he broke that record.
Is that right?
Yeah, on a 125, like.
He did some racking too. But
Yeah,
didn't
well,
he?
he did. Yeah, there was a
Yeah.
funny story of him. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was at Alton Park, and like he didn't used to do that shitty little Hislop chicane thing. Now
Yeah, just kept it.
it was
yeah.
called I can't remember what it was called, Knickerbrook. So it used to be like just a fourth gear right hander, mega.
Mm-hmm.
So you come over hilltop down or whatever it was. Oh, you come over, yeah.
Yeah,
That shitty little chicane isn't there.
yeah,
They
and
put
then you go
shit
down into
chicanes in.
Hizzies,
Yeah, so you
but
wouldn't. You
Hizzy
go-
wasn't there.
Hizzy's one. Well,
No,
yeah.
so it was just a flat out right.
Yeah, yeah. It was called Knickerbrook, I think.
Yes.
Knickerbrook. Aye. So it was like a third or fourth gear corner.
Yeah.
So what he was really good at was see if it was dodgy conditions or anything. He
Yeah.
could ride nearly as fast in dodgy conditions as he could in
Is
dry.
that right?
So it was qualifying. It's starting to spit, and he set off, and basically he crashed at Knickerbrook and cartwheeled the bike, and it was properly wrecked. Was it Knickerbrook? Aye, I think it was. Hey, anyway, crashed at
Yeah.
BSB anyway, wrecked the bike, and it turns out that he bent the caliper bracket during the fork leg.
Yeah, yeah.
So-
I like the non-radial one.
It was a non-radial
Yeah,
one, so
yeah.
it was all twisted. And we went round to see him if he was okay. They used to have this big, massive OGK flipping
Yes, yeah, yeah.
bus with
yeah.
so his dad used to work on the bike, and he was jacking. We got round there. He was jacking. His dad was jacking the bus up and lowering the wheel down onto the caliper bracket to straighten it.
Using it as a big face.
Yeah, just basically lower. And we were saying, and he pulled out a reed block, and half the reed pedal was missing. How the bike was even running, I don't even know.
Jesus Christ.
But that's what he was running. He said, "Oh, I haven't got another set of reeds. That's what I'll be running."
Flipping heck.
Like half. So he just filed it, sanded it down, just. But
And made it work.
I tell you what, he bought his bike. David Matei bought his bike thinking it was a golden machine.
Oh shit.
Didn't hear from Lisburn.
Yeah, it was. It was a crock of shit, basically.
Yeah.
And when he finished with it, he crashed it and
yeah.
wrecked it.
I got his ferns.
Yeah.
From 125
Yeah.
whenever I was
Yeah.
riding them, spur ferns.
Well, he went out.
It was Mateer giving me them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
David
It
Matei bought his bike.
makes sense now.
And he basically thought he was buying like a super fast.
Yeah,
It wasn't
yeah.
a bike that was
No,
it was just
it was Casey Stoner.
Casey Stoner was unbelievable. Like,
Because considering probably
Yeah.
6 years after that, he was MotoGP World
world
Champion.
champion. Yeah, he was. Yeah.
And you saw it first
Like,
hand.
he went out to Spain doing like the CEV championship, and he was getting podiums doing the CEV championship. I know he was riding for
The Telefonica.
Telefonica team, but
Yeah.
like even so, like there's loads of boys that went out and wouldn't even cut mustard over there, like, and he was just
He was cleaning
just
up.
something different.
yeah, he was mega.
That's something
Yeah.
different.
There's not many riders that I've seen and I've gone like, flip me.
Is there any other riders to that level that you've seen who maybe didn't make it as far as Casey Stoner? Who you thought,
No, not really.
No.
I don't think so.
he's an anomaly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's right. You can always normally follow people for a couple of corners and think, yeah, with a bit more practice and stuff, you can
Yeah,
do
you
that.
do it.
Whereas
You
I'm not
just-
saying I couldn't have done what he was. Well, no, I can't do what he's doing.
Yeah,
It's a fact.
yeah,
No point bullshitting. You know.
yeah.
He just had super feel, but I think obviously that was a grass track.
Yeah.
Whatever he did, it was
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
It was just mega.
So when did you then, obviously you were building up to your podiums and you were finishing top 7 and stuff.
Yeah.
When did you start winning and clearing away with championships?
That was basically in 2000. You had a really, really bad year. I was knocked off by a guy called Jeremy Goodall probably remember. He used to race 125.
Yeah.
Massive guy, really skinny at the time. Silverstone, you come round the first corner, there's a fast maggots left. He come underneath me and clipped me bar there, and it flicked me over the handlebars, but the bike stayed on its wheels, and it hit the Armco and nudged it back and basically roped the bike off. Like, it was basically a wheelbarrow job. Funny, there's a guy from over here at the time, can't remember his name, came over and says, "Hey Nick, do you want to sell the engine? That's a real fast engine." Nick fucked him off. Nick was devastated. Like, the bike was completely, like, it was literally a wheelbarrow job. It was forks, bearings were smashed out of the wheel, the frame was smashed both sides. Anyway, so we got a new bike built. We bought a frame off, actually, John Penniston, got a bike built up, and I kept saying, it's not right, it just didn't go. And I felt like I was trying really, really hard. And it just wasn't happening. And at the end of the year, Nick wasn't happy, we wasn't happy, so I ended up getting drunk during the weekend.
Right.
So after qualifying, it was that bad, I went, fuck it, I'm going to have a drink.
You went on the beer?
I went on the beer. So Martin didn't really drink that much at racing, but me, Martin, and we went into the beer place and we actually got drunk. Martin was funny. Martin was late. We had these checker plate workbenches, and Martin was laying in the awning on the checker plate workbench. We managed to go out for the race, and I was useless. I finished like
You're
second,
hanging out of your
third.
hole.
Oh yeah, I didn't really drink that much, and I just decided it was that bad. I was going to drink, and I got hammered. And Nick wasn't impressed because obviously that wasn't the thing. It wasn't the thing to have done.
Wasn't quite professional.
Yeah, he was really professional. Like, I made a fool of myself. Really, I shouldn't have done it. And then we agreed to go separate ways. So then John Penniston gave me a bike, and I raced the MRO Championship in 2001 and won that.
But it was still pretty healthy kind of championship, the MRO.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, there was Harry Mainwaring in it. There was Steve Practison. There was loads of.
Yeah.
There was a guy, John Anderton was in it. I think
John
he broke
Anderton,
his back that year, so he didn't finish up. In fact, that was the guy that came over to us, John Anderton, and said he wanted to buy the barrel off this written off bike, and obviously Nick was like fucking fuming, like he was.
He was his. I think it was his uncle ran Mike Swan over here, and obviously he done a bit cladding contracts for them bikes. Yeah.
He had a really, really trick 125 back then.
Yeah.
He'd had
he was a good operator as well.
He was a good rider. Yeah, till he got badly injured at the Northwest. Station.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Fuck me, yeah.
It's not somewhere you want to slide off.
So you done the MRO Championship in 2001.
And the deal was, Penno said to me, if you win the championship, I'll take you to Spain at the end of the year. We'll do the Spanish Championship, do the last 2 rounds of the Spanish Championship.
Nice.
Yeah. So it turned out did you ever do Spain?
I've never raced in Spain. I've done track days and stuff.
Racing over there was wild back then.
Yeah.
All the teams were like satellite Moto 3 teams or
125 teams.
So Aspar Aprilia were there,
Yeah.
Derby was there, Movistar, Honda was there, 125s. So literally to qualify in Spain, like, it was crazy. So there was like 245 grids. To guarantee you had to qualify, you had to qualify in the top 15 of your group.
Yeah.
And there could be 40 in one group.
Yeah.
So literally, and then what they did, they used to stagger. So whatever group was fastest, they went first, and
the first group, first and second group. And
and then they just alternated you. And then the next 2 or 3 quickest of any group, and then they had a non-qualifiers race.
Right.
Yeah, so I qualified every time I went.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Jesus
And do you remember the names that was in there? Because they're bound to be some real big hitters.
Bautista, Nicholas Terrell, Lorenzo.
Wow.
For all them.
Yeah.
So it was basically the Grand Prix paddock.
Basically it was,
the Grand Prix from a year before.
Yeah.
So all them boys are obviously going on the Grand Prix.
Because I was saying, because Lorenzo had like a big Chupa Chups helmet and stuff. Yeah.
That's right, yeah.
Bautista was there. Flipping... Yeah,
real goers, like.
Yeah. It was basically...
Yeah.
Sometimes the people that won the Spanish Championship would lap quicker than the 125s.
Yes, that was quite common,
Because they used to do Valencia, then Jerez, then Valencia. And then you go to Valencia for the last MotoGP.
That's still the case, so it is. You can see, even the Moto3 stuff at the moment, there's some real quick kids in the CV or Junior GP, as they call it now. Yeah. And they're just lapping just as quick, if not, I think the last round of it,
there was a big difference between my bike
I imagine so.
Front
Like,
bikes, they're like 10Ks down the straight.
yeah.
Yeah, all the different. Say at the
And would
British
they have been
Grand Prix
racing them like a pretty RSWs
Oh,
compared
yeah.
to like your own
Yeah.
RS125?
with like a JHA kit on it.
Yes.
You know,
Aye,
so
it's, you know,
it was like night and
knife
day.
to a gunfight
Even like
type
yeah,
thing.
yeah, like
Yeah.
a JHA kit was like 3 years old, like kit cylinder.
And what do you learn from them 2 rounds of the CV? Did that give you good state for going into the next round of the or like next year?
So then we decided, because I didn't have a ride or anything. So in 2002, was it 2002? 2002 or 3, I can't remember. I wanted a whole year Spanish.
You done a full year Spanish?
Yeah,
did
so
you?
there's 7 rounds. So we decided that
Right, I didn't know that.
right, we'll just go to the Spanish Championship. So there was myself, a guy called Damien KL from down south that lived in London.
Okay, yeah.
He helped me. So we had a little lorry, so we took the lorry over. The first couple of rounds, we actually took a Mazda people carrier.
Right.
Class.
So we went to the Spanish Championship. We're going in a people carrier. There was me, Martin, and Roger. And Roger and Martin are all like 6'3", 4". They're really tall, big guys. And we had all his tyres, the bike on its side, or the bike without its wheels in, and the with spare wheels and tyres and toolbox and everything in a Mazda people carrier. And we drove.
Brilliant.
We drove all the way through France, all the way through Spain to go. I can't remember what track it was now, but it was a long drive. So me and Roger was alternating between me sitting in the back. I was cramped in the back. When Roger was in the back, he was like but it was like 2 or 3 days driving solid to get to whatever race it was.
And so you done a full year CV?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was this the
I
same
qualified every
bike?
single race.
Every
yeah.
single race?
Yeah.
And
I didn't. I really struggled. What they used to do, they used to like go out and they'd knock like 2 or 3 seconds off a lap time, and I'd be like doing the same, but I was always like 2 or 3 seconds behind. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But I tell you what was funny. It was Catalonia. So you go down the start finish, say right, left, up the hill, long right, and I was like coming in complaining, I can't hold a tight line. I'm running wide, so we tried jacking at the back, lowering, messing around with the suspension, couldn't do it. And Team Aspar, Team Andalusia was there, and there was a guy called George. I used to call him Yoda. He was a small guy, and he always had a fag on.
Right.
But he ran this Aspar, and that was Aspar Andalusia team. I can't remember who it was. And they were in the same garage as us. They're like the quite big garages. And they were going, because like they showed a bit of interest in me, and they were like quite helpful. And he goes, "Hey Elkie, how you get on?" And he used to go, "Elkie," like, so I come in and he go, "Elkie," like that. So I came in and I said, "How are you getting on?" I said, "I'm really struggling around this corner." He goes, "What tyres you running?" Like obviously in his voice, like. And I went, at the time at BSB, we ran Bs.
Yes, B's, Dunlop B's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He come over and he looked at the tyre and he like, making all this noise, and I said, "Martin, what's he like on here?" And they called all the guys out their team, and they all looked at the tyres. They all started laughing. At the
Taking the piss out of you?
I'm thinking, fucking hell, what's going on here? Like, what are they taking the piss out? He goes, 1 minute. And he rolls into the back of the truck. He comes out and he puts these tyres at me. And I goes, "What are them?" He goes, "D." And he goes, "Your tyre, B." I'm like a really crazy laugh. And he goes, "Oh, I can't run D tyres, I'll fall off." He says, "You put D tyres on or you go home." And that's what he said to me.
Yeah.
And I put the D tyres on and went 4 seconds faster. And
Wow.
qualified.
4 seconds?
Yeah, 4
Jesus
seconds
Christ.
faster.
What were
and the bike held a line.
Was it softer or?
No, harder
Harder?
construction
Flipping
tyre.
heck.
I remember getting the C one time.
Yeah.
When me and you were racing, I was 125 Moto Freeze, like,
Yeah.
and it was like transforming the bike,
Yeah.
like, so when you put a D on, as you say, 4 seconds lap quicker,
Yeah,
it
4
was
seconds
like,
lap faster.
did it
Jesus
feel like
Christ.
cheating? It was like,
I couldn't believe it. I was like, see the top corner, I couldn't get round. Basically, a 125's room to go around it flat out in like 4th gear, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And people were just riding underneath me.
Yeah.
And I'm going, if I could hold the bike down, I could follow them. So when I put the tyres on, it was like, flipping heck, it was like a light switch.
yeah.
And see, when I came back to BSB and had these on, I cleaned up.
Really?
Yeah.
Flap.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
why would you have never put D's on before?
No one ran them.
No one ran
Casey
them.
Stoner, believe it or not, he was running D's.
He
When
was running D's?
D's and E's when he was coming back from doing the Spanish Championship.
Yeah.
He was using second-hand D tyres. That's what he was using.
Yeah. And it was
So-
making the difference.
Oh yeah, the bike
Yeah.
was completely different. So
So see, when we're talking, like, this is great that you've done like the Spanish Championship kind of experience, because I always wanted to ask someone this.
curbs, so like curb, knee down on the curbs, like
Knee
even
down
in
on
the
the
wet.
curbs. I've done like
Yeah.
I've done some of the Spanish schools and stuff
Yeah.
like over the winter times, and I've been out with kids and stuff. Explain like the Spanish mentality to motorcycle racing, because you've obviously done a season in there in the depth, and you see how they approach it so much different than what we do.
Yeah.
What, like motocross dad sort of thing? Or?
No, it's bizarre.
It's serious. No, it's proper serious.
Proper
it's like,
serious,
It's
like-
proper serious, and like it's almost like
But they
everything's motorbikes.
Yeah.
Everything. Well, as soon as they get up, the motorbikes. Everything's motorbikes. Everything.
But it's how they work on themselves as well compared to like the mentality over here.
Yeah.
Like
They blame they blame the bike. Everyone seems to because I run a dyno shop and I see a lot of bikes. So I've mapped bikes for I don't know Seeley. I've mapped bikes for Jason Lynn. I've mapped bikes for Carl, whatever his
Carl Phillips,
Carl Phillips. And a good rider can make all the difference.
Yeah.
Now people don't like to hear that. So Alistair Seeley was riding a bike, same horsepower as mine, and he's smoking me. You know.
Yeah.
But people won't believe you. They say, "Oh, his is the best bike here." Yeah, it's Jeffrey Barron put it together. It's a really, really good bike, well put together. Graham Hanna obviously spent whatever it needs spent. Vance 9 head, raffle engine. But at the end of the day, the rider makes a difference.
Rider makes a difference.
Mega, there's people there. I had a Triumph 675, 140 horsepower, and I went faster on a ZX6 for 128 horsepower at every track.
Yeah. Because it's usable.
Yeah, easy to ride.
Plus yourself, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That's what one thing I noticed, and I'd love to do a podcast just in itself with the experiences that I've seen over there in terms of it doesn't matter. See, like when they're out training and stuff, it doesn't matter about the condition of the tires, condition of the bike.
They just ride.
It's
just to
they
the
just
limit.
ride it.
What
and
they call it folding the front. Or
fold in the front.
So
There's a saying in Spanish, but I obviously don't think it's fucking Spanish.
Yeah.
But they want
close
you to
in the front. They call it, don't they?
close it in the front.
Yeah.
But the mentality is you have to be as comfortable on two wheels than you are on 2 feet.
Yeah.
And it's just like the way they go about it. I love the implement in this country, but where was I even going with this?
Paul Robinson was talking to me about that.
Yeah.
When he was over in England
Well,
racing.
basically, when all the big racing had finished, all the go-kart tracks light up, and all the kids come from school, and on the go-kart tracks on mini motos or pit bikes, what have you. This was back then in 2001.
But see what you're saying about them schools, they are ridiculous. Like it's like a military training.
Well, I don't
camp,
know.
like.
I don't know whether they were about back then, but they were. I'm sure they would have been.
Yeah.
But I've seen what some of them are like now, and basically they get whips if you don't do certain. They get proper bollocked, absolutely rid up if they're doing it wrong. Like
This time last year, do you know the Costa school? So basically, it's a fella called Paco. He was a Costa's trainer as such.
Yeah.
But he has a school out in Spain, and it was filled with like, they do it like Fortuna, and it's like from like 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock in the evening.
Right.
If you know what I mean. And you can only come in for fuel. That's the only, like, it's
so
military.
you have to
like,
ride, you basically have to.
oh
just
yeah,
keep
you have
going.
to stay out and riding. And obviously me, fucking 28-year-old blowing out my hole, these kids, like.
We only do 10 minutes at a time.
We
don't
only do 10 minutes at a time, so I'm only built for 15 minutes at most.
Well, how long are they doing
You're
this
training
for?
for 15 minutes
How
as
long
well,
are they
don't
doing
you?
this?
3 hours.
3
For
hours?
5 o'clock in the evening to 8 o'clock, and you're only allowed to come in for fuel. And like me and Kay and Scott Swarm were out on it, and I was riding out of my fucking skin, and I was getting passed by 8-year-olds everywhere. Like, it made me look like a real fool, but it was just like,
Wouldn't be hard.
I swear to fuck God, see these pigs. But it's mental just how like they've got it right, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And it
But
makes
is
their job
that-
easier when obviously you're talking about your CV experience. If they've had that, level for so long, and you're coming in from an MRO championship to there, but still qualifying,
Yeah.
it kind of shows obviously the level that you're at compared to them. If you know what I mean. In
Well, I
the
don't
right
do,
way,
last couple of years, I haven't done any testing, no Spain testing, nothing. I finish at the Sunflower and get on it, like last year, I got on at the first meeting.
I couldn't do
No
that.
practice day, nothing.
That'd give me anxiety.
And I was second tier in them
Yeah.
2 races, and
I
I
know.
hadn't ridden since,
Yeah,
It just shows you.
it just shows me just practice is a waste of time.
no, not really.
Waste of money.
I'm
waste
just
of
honed
money.
into 2 tracks in Northern Ireland, and that's it.
Yeah. Well, he's got 30 years of experience too.
That's
like.
the thing. Yeah.
Anyway, we'll get back to
Anyway.
we'll get away
Yeah.
from these motocross families and fucking. But with your BSB championship win, then your first your first British Championship win.
Yeah,
How did that feel?
mega.
Yeah.
That I
Did
signed
it
for a
want-
team called UK1 Racing.
Yes.
Kevin Newton ran the team,
Yeah,
and Nick Carpenter was involved with it because I'd been away for a couple of years from Nick, and Nick always had his eye on me.
Mm-hmm.
Nick wanted me back in this team, so Tommy Bridewell was number 1 rider, and I
Flippin'
was
heck.
basically number 2 rider. So Nick Carpenter was looking after Tommy on Nick's bike, and then a guy called Martin. Martin that worked for UK1 Racing looked after my bike. So I went testing. I was an honorary member of the ACU Academy that year, and I was too old.
Class.
So you went from being too young to being too old.
Too old, yeah.
Too
That's
old.
the problem. The problem with me and racing was, I was always just a little bit too old to get on any of these scholarships or anything.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
I see the likes of your
Yeah.
rookie program
Yeah,
and
everything.
stuff.
Yeah. I was too late.
Yeah.
Well, any of
Yeah.
the schemes where they were letting British riders run and they were subsidising it, other riders already got it, and I couldn't get in.
Because there were 13-year-olds and all, and going into the
So this would have
16-year-olds.
been 2004.
2004.
So
yeah.
you're coming in the same for UK
So I did,
one.
so I did the
again.
Spanish Championship in 2003.
2003, then 2004, coming bring
Back
your
to the
Dunlop
British
D's
Championship.
back into
Brilliant.
it.
Yeah.
And you would have had Eugene Laverty,
Eugene Laverty. Yeah.
Rob Guyver,
Rob Guyver, yeah.
some, like, do you say Tommy Bridewell as well?
Tommy Bridewell. Fuck me. I'd have to get the list and look now.
Some
It's that long ago.
competition there, like.
Yeah.
And was it from round one, just everything clicked?
We went testing in Spain, and Tommy's dad was saying, "Oh, Tommy's doing this lap time. Tommy's doing this lap time." And I was thinking, "Fucking hell, how am I going to deal with this?" Mm-hmm. And Nick Martin was Martin is a structural engineer who's helped me for years. Obviously, Martin always used to do my pit board. He's ran me from the start, and he always used to do my lap time. And he was going, "I have time, Tommy. He's not going as fast as what they're saying."
Mind games again.
Probably mind games. I don't know. I'd never really had a team. Well, I had a teammate years ago, but it wasn't rivalry.
Right.
Whereas Tommy was like up and coming. He was going to be the next best thing, if you know what I mean. That's what everyone said, and that's what the team said. So he went to Silverstone. Tommy out qualified me. I think he probably did. And I won the race.
You won the race.
Yeah.
And was that your first BSB win?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
That's the one that counted.
Yeah. And it was like,
And then forward momentum from there
Yeah.
on. Yeah.
yeah. So then we became a championship threat that year.
Brilliant.
So.
How did the teammate sort of thing, did it start to
Yeah,
become a rivalry?
we got on okay, but Tommy would be like very outspoken about the bike. You know, if he wasn't happy, he'd just say it.
Yeah.
Whereas I'd be a bit more subdued. I'd like, how can we sort it? How can we do this? How can we do that? But
You would have been very
he was very,
hands-on.
very young as well at the time. He was only 16, I think.
Right.
And obviously I was 20, whatever I was.
Yeah.
You know, so I was a lot older than him.
Yeah. And who would have been your main, like, championship rival then for that year? Is there anyone that did go to the wire, or did you have it under control? the whole
Eugene
time?
Laverty.
Eugene Laverty?
Yeah. So me and Eugene were...
Yeah.
I was at Eugene that year. I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, Eugene Laverty.
Yeah.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
That's
So
it.
he was riding for Red Bull Honda.
Yes, that's right.
So he had not say he had the best of everything, but yeah, the best what money can buy, I suppose, at the time.
Did he have a young teammate as well at that time?
Yeah.
Johnny rode for them too, didn't he?
He was in the 600, wasn't he? So-
Johnny was on the 600 that year. Yeah, he had a... What was he called? There was 3 riders that year.
Was it Chris Martin? No.
No, that was 2000 whatever. I finished second that year to Chris Martin.
Okay.
Was that 2002 or something?
Right, okay.
Me and Chris Martin.
Chris Jones.
Chris Jones.
Chris
yeah.
Jones.
Yeah. Nice kid.
Yeah.
Nice family. Pam, yes. I hadn't seen Pam Jones for years, and I saw her at the motorcycle show last year. It was like, flip me. Still heartbreaking every time I see her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the Ballymoney show, was it?
No,
No,
in
no.
England.
Oh,
the
yeah.
motorcycle
Right,
show in
right.
England. Yeah.
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 That was young Chris Jones.
Devastating.
He rode for Red Bull Rookies.
Red
and
Bull and was
unfortunately
killed in
at Cadwell.
2005. Yeah, Cadwell.
I think he was tipped to be. He would have been Grand Prix material, would have.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was.
definitely.
He had the potential. Yeah.
Yeah.
And a real nice kid as well.
Yeah.
Not full of shite like a lot. Some
Yeah.
kids, like strutting around all this. He was
Yeah.
dead sort of.
Sunglasses and hair gel.
He might have had sunglasses.
Yeah,
He was nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just a nice kid.
Yeah, it was nice kid. Yeah, had some good races. He was doing MRO. Had a good race in the MRO Championship one at Cadwell as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's a shame. It's a shame. I was at his funeral actually. Yeah, it was sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, Clive and Pam. Yeah, said actually I was one of his people he looked up to.
Is that right?
Really?
Yeah, I was quite sort of.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
It got
Mixed
me a
emotions.
bit. Yeah, it got me a bit when
Yeah.
Clive and Pam said that. Yeah. Yeah.
And so, let's see, in 2004, is that when you done your British GP debut?
Silverstone.
Yeah.
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 Now,
No, I
Donington
was
Park.
Donington too.
Was it Donning? Yeah.
And was that the point scoring one as well?
No, it was the year after.
The year after
2005.
2005.
Yeah.
But what was-
13th or something.
How did it feel like on a, like, obviously Grand Prix paddock, Grand Prix experience?
Well,
Because not many people get to experience that. Like,
Well, you're put way away. Like there's the Grand Prix paddock, and it's sort of fenced off,
Yeah.
and you're like down on the gravel.
right?
You're in
Yeah,
the car
up
park,
in-
Yeah.
sort of thing.
Where I don't know, maybe the BMW Cup. No,
Yes.
they probably actually in the paddock now. I don't know where Super Sport 300 might be.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. We were miles away.
Yeah.
So you well, you would have got the full experience, but you weren't in the like
Yeah, you
VIP
still walk around
sort of.
pit lane and all that. 'Cause we had bad. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But even being out in track in the Grand Prix kind of level,
It was
not?
it was mad. They had just like it wasn't like the considerable difference between the speed of the bikes. I know it's easy to say that, but if you look at speed traps, they were 10k, and you could ride around the outside of McCoppis on the back straight, and you'd be 10k slower before you break into the foggy S's.
Yeah.
Flip back on a
Or
125.
7k,
Oh, 125.
7k,
That's-
7k, 7 to 10k slower. Yeah,
Jesus, that's some difference. Is this the same machine that you rode?
Aye,
the-
BSB.
in
BSB. Yeah.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
the-
Oh, wow, yeah. But you say that, and there was what do you call him, Stoner. Like I did a 141 or whatever it was, or maybe a high 140, and he did like either a very very low 1 minute 40 or a 39. At the time, the race was running a high 38.
Right.
Aye, so,
know.
and he was on a Honda as well,
And he
so he
was
was
on a
on
Honda,
similar
yeah.
machinery, like.
Yeah,
And this dude who kind of went on to be one of the best riders ever lived.
yeah.
So,
And you weren't that far away from him?
Well,
Really?
a second at
Yeah.
Grand Prix in Ocean.
Yeah.
You know,
and was there any difference between, like, did they run different tyres or anything at that stage in Grand Prix?
well, yeah,
Yeah, it was all-
there was obviously special. There was Bridgestone. I don't know if they were mixing. There were Bridgestone and Dunlops at the time,
Right,
and
okay,
obviously there were tyres and there were tyres.
Yeah.
I found that out at Silverstone. We were struggling. It was just a normal race, BSB at Silverstone, and my rear tyre was ripping up, and I was racing against Chris. You said his name.
Martin?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he was factory supported by Bridgestone,
Okay.
and basically his tyres weren't ripping up and mine were. And I said to Dunlop, if my tyres weren't ripping up, I could go with him.
Yeah.
And they went, right, we'll have something tomorrow for you. So they basically drove tyres down from Birmingham, put them in, and I won the race.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
sick.
difference.
And the tyre was mint.
Yeah.
So they would, I definitely
Yeah,
knew
yeah,
there
yeah.
were-
You seen the
there were
levels
tyres
of
and there
what
were
tyres.
tyres.
Yeah.
You know, I could consistently do the same lap time, just the whole race, rather
Yeah.
than the lap time dropping because of tyre.
Yeah.
Tyre were ripped
It
up.
was the same scenario as previous years. The tire's a tire.
Tyres, tire. There's tyres and there's tyres.
There's
Yeah.
tyres and there's tyres, yeah.
that's how we can, like. So then you won the title. You've BSB 125 champion 2004.
Yeah.
You managed to replicate that in 2005, which was like, that was not that it was rare at that time, but like not many people would have done the back to back, and
Well, it was a
especially
bit, it was a bit,
125s.
so I won it in 2004, and the deal was I was meant to be riding for UK1 racing again in 2005. He was going away on holiday for Christmas, and after in the new year, we're going to pen a deal. Because I had to pay to ride, I had to pay. And a funny thing about him, he kept 50% of the prize money and all my trophies.
All your trophies.
All my fucking trophies, yeah.
Really?
So you don't have any of your
No, from 2024, sorry, 2004, he has all the trophies. He had a fancy office with a carbon table, and he liked them around the room.
Right. Okay.
So he's one of them type, like to look.
Is there
Right,
any way of
okay.
getting them back?
I don't know.
Heist.
I still speak. Well, he used to do hospitality as well. Event maker, he was called. He used to do hospitality
Really?
He used to do it for Rizzler Suzuki at the time at BSB. Paul Bird, Monster Mob, and MSVR.
Jesus.
Right.
So my mechanic used to have to set all them hospitalities up and then set our
Fuck's
truck up
sake.
and then work on my bike.
I'm made for a long day.
Busy boy.
You know, yeah.
So you were meant to sign for. You
For
came from the
UK1
new,
racing.
and then what
And
happened there?
basically, he rang up and said, I'm going to sign Kev Colgan instead.
Oh,
Cheeky
Yeah.
bugger.
so you had to go and find something else?
Yeah, so then Nick wasn't Tommy had gone and done something else. I think he'd gone super stock 600 with
Okay, yeah.
Vivaldi or someone like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he'd gone to super stock. So Nick rang me up, said, "Look, I've got a bike here. We'll build a bike, and we'll race again." He had a few sponsors. I had McGreevy and a few other sponsors. So he basically said to me, like, "We'll have a go at it." So we had no testing. Took me hours a twat that year. We were loading up to go to Brands, believe it or not, and one of my mates turned up on like a Peugeot Speedfight 100
Right.
scooter.
Yeah, yeah.
Had like a cantilever front end on it.
Oh yes, yeah.
So I goes like, no helmet on, jumps on this 100 scooter, starts wheeling up and down the road, doing wheelies, sat on the seat, stood on the seat and all this nonsense. That's when I was young, dumb and full of cum probably. But anyway, flipping. So lands this wheelie, goes into a big tank slapper, crash it, break my kneecap and flipping split my knee open.
Yeah.
My dad comes out of the house like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I walks over, goes, "I've hurt my knee, you're going to have to take me to the hospital." We're loading up the van to go to Brands.
Yeah, yeah.
I was going with we're going in James Ford's van.
Yes.
So we're loading all the kit up to go in his van. Because I was riding for Nick at that year. And my dad comes out. My dad didn't like effing blind at us much or anything like that, but he lost the plot. Like, "Fucking what you doing? Like, you should be racing your motorbike. You're racing your motorbike this weekend." So anyway, he goes to A&E. He fucking gaped open. They stitched me up, bandaged me up. So how do I tell Nick this? I said, "We'll just have to go." So I rang Martin and said, "Look, Martin, I've had a bit of an accident on a bike outside the house." Said, "I've split my knee open, I've had it stitched, but I think I'll just go to Brands anyway and just have a go."
Yeah.
And he goes, "Well, don't be telling Nick till we get there, because
Oh,
Nick won't be
shit.
too happy."
Yeah.
So we go down to Brands. I get out of the van. Nick goes, "What's wrong with you?" He goes, "Oh, I've had a bit of an accident and damaged my knee." Like, "When?" I said, "Last night." He goes, "Right, well, can you ride?" I said, "Yeah." Well, I couldn't even bend my knee. So he goes, "I'm not impressed." He didn't let me ride a motocross bike or anything like that. The deal was, when I rode for Nick, I couldn't ride a motocross bike in case I got hurt.
Okay. So he wanted to keep you bubble up.
Yeah, because he'd had riders before. They rode a motocross bike and got injured and stuff like that. So I didn't do any winter training. I just trained like gym wise and stuff like that, and a bit of running and what have you. So that's why that knee sticks up there compared to that one. The kneecap was broke anyway. So goes to Brands. We ended up having to put about 6 inches of foam on the seat, so the seat was nearly as high as the tank for me to get on it.
Right.
So I managed to qualify and ended up finishing 4th in the race.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And were you in agony?
Oh, yeah.
And did you have any injections or anything? Or
No, nothing. I had to go and have it flipping. I had to go to the hospital. Yeah, have it re-bandaged and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, Nick wasn't impressed. He wasn't too happy with me, but we got through it.
We got through it, and then so you finished 4th. Was it a similar season to the season before?
No, better.
No, better.
Yeah.
And
so
what made it better?
Then we went to Thruxton, won at Thruxton. Went to Mallory, won at Mallory. Went at Alton, won at Alton. Then we came to Southern Ireland, which was Mondello.
Mondello.
Yeah.
Is that the first year? No, that wouldn't have been.
No, we'd
Was this
maybe
a couple
the
years?
year before.
Yeah.
Year before, yeah. And I was.
And that was your first experience in racing in this country.
Yeah.
Obviously, the year prior, or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you went back to Mondello in 05 and
Yeah. Had a
Cleaned up
wrecking
again.
match, crashing every session.
Oh really?
crashed in every session.
Yeah,
I
we
do
put it
stuff
down.
like
We
that.
put it down to the leprechaun hat I was wearing, taking the mick. When you're on the boat and you can get this leprechaun thing with a beard and all that and a hat.
yeah.
I was walking around going, "Big Jesus!" And you're like, carrying on like
karma.
an absolute. Yeah, so we all
Yeah.
say it was karma.
Crashed in
So,
every session.
Not every session, but
Most.
Nick ran out of fairings anyway, and he kept
Right.
3 fairings.
Jesus Christ. Well, leading up to that was obviously determination.
I was pissed off because I was meant to be riding. We had this new development chassis from who was it? Not TSR. Someone like this new development chassis we had and everything with an air duct through the headstock. Like, quite a trick thing.
Nice.
I was meant to be developing it, and I never got a chance to do that. But no,
I see.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
Aye, so you grit the teeth, red mist came down.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
you
You
started
head of
cleaning
Kev
up.
Colgan in every race anyway.
yeah. We had a really good race at Thruxton, and did he pass me into the last corner, and it was red flagged, and I won the race. It'd only been red flagged, but he'd passed me into the last corner, and I won the race.
Yeah.
But
Brilliant.
I had some good races with Kev that year. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Kev, Guyver, and a few others. Yeah,
And who would have been the main protagonist then
I
for
think
you?
there was Guyver, I think. James Westmoreland.
James Westmoreland,
Westy.
yeah.
Bradley Smith.
Bradley Smith,
Yeah.
right.
Bradley
These are all people you're listing off who went on either the Grand Prix or British Superbikes. Like, it was a real hotbed. Like,
Well, there was Leon Camier, there was Chaz Davies, there was Stoner, Haslam, all the Lavertys. Any of the one that were in, most of them.
it's a real
I was
who's
probably in that
who.
area. I was probably one of the only ones that were at the front and winning.
Yeah.
that didn't go on to do world championships.
Yeah.
You know,
Why do you think that is?
didn't have the money.
Because it's just all down to money.
Well, I'm literally like from a one parent family, and I was racing because people were enthusiastic about racing. And I've been very, very lucky. There's loads of people that have raced for years and years and years and never won a championship, and I've lost count how many championships I've won.
Yeah.
You know, between club championships and national championships and British championships and races that I've won over the years. So I'm very grateful of that. Do you know what I mean? I'm blessed in a way.
So, was there ever anything a wee bit missing that you didn't get an opportunity to go to World Championship?
I should have got a manager.
Think that would have made a difference?
If I would have got a manager, say.
You should have got a Jackie.
Yeah, a Jackie. Yeah. She keeps me straight now. No, in 2000, I can't remember what year it was now. When John Penniston wanted to take me to Grand Prix because he was involved with Mattioni. He could have got me a ride in their satellite Mattioni team. But at the time, Nick wanted to win a British Championship, and Penno was saying, basically, bollocks to that, just get to Grand Prix as soon as you can. So there was a bit of friction at that point, and really what I should have done probably was try and get to Grand Prix, because that would have been a good way to get, but we didn't have any budget. At the time, they weren't the help for British riders.
Do you remember what they were looking off you for a year?
Well, in 2004 or 5, I got offered 2 Grand Prix rides.
Do you remember what teams they were?
Yeah, Team Elite Honda.
Team Elite Honda, right?
Yeah, so it could have been Thomas Luthy's teammate the year he won the World Championship.
Flippin' heck.
Or Imre Team Toth on
Team
a
Tough,
Aprilia.
yeah. Bassini rode for them, did he?
Yeah, Team Elite Honda was €100,000, and I had to get myself around Europe and around travel.
So travel costs as well. Yeah.
And then the Aprilia ride, the first email, it was faxed to me.
Right,
so
okay.
the contract was something massive. So I looked at the contract, and straight away there was a guy called Rob Dunlop who used to work with at the motorcycle centre in Stockport. He said, I'll remortgage my house and give you 10 grand. Someone else said, they'll remortgage their house, give me 10 grand. So I had 30 grand gathered up, but I needed 100,000. And Martin were being like, the way he is, a structural engineer, everything's got to be on the side of safety. He went, we haven't got the money.
Yeah.
Chaz Davies went, he didn't have the money. They just found enough for the first couple of payments. And went. And then, I think Eugene Laverty might have done the same thing, got sponsors from down south. They got the first few payments in, started racing and got in there.
Yeah.
But we weren't.
It was a risky move to do that too, like.
Probably weren't brave enough.
Yeah.
I should have
wish
gone.
you were brave enough then?
Like, I should have gone,
yeah.
Fuck it, let's just do it.
Just do it, yeah.
But, at the end of the day, I was working 7 days a week at a motorbike shop to try and pay for my racing.
And you
6 days a week at a motorbike shop.
You wouldn't have got a wage out of that either, would you?
No, and then the year after you still have to pay again, probably. So basically it was €100,000, and then they came back straight away. By the time that faxed me, and I'd rang the one woman, whoever she were, the secretary of the team, and spoke to her, they said, well, we've got somebody else already interested, and it's looking like they're going to sign already.
Right, okay.
And he said, so we can offer you a customer Aprilia, not a factory Aprilia. But that'll be €80,000 plus VAT. That was plus VAT as well.
Sick. And you had to run it yourself?
No,
they
run it. You just turn up and ride it. But
team?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
So they had a factory bike and they had a customer bike. So there's difference between a factory bike and so Eugene Lavitt will tell you about this when he was riding 250s. He might have had a factory bike from 5 years ago. And they say the frame had been polished that much it nearly snapped.
Yes, I've heard that before.
So you're going from that to, obviously, you touched a wee bit over here, then moving over here.
Yeah.
What way was your racing then? Did you have enough, or was there road racing in your head then?
No, not interested in road racing whatsoever. No. I'd watched it on TV. My mate James Ford was mad about the TT. All he wanted to do with the TT. Yeah. And he would talk about the Northwest 200 and the TT. And at BSB, some of the riders would go away and do the Northwest and stuff and come back, and you'd see, oh wow, McGuinness or Rutter had done the Northwest and won or whatever. Yeah. And you'd go, oh right. And it wasn't even on my radar at all. in 06 they decided that I raced against Eugene, and Eugene was moving up to 600s, and I thought I'd like to continue the rivalry into Supersport. So I actually had a deal with a team. A team approached me. It was a Honda team, a good team. They approached me for a ride, and they were going to pay me. And this was like, I didn't have a manager. I just did a handshake.
Yeah.
So it was, I'm not mentioning names or anything.
No, that's okay.
So basically, this came to me. I had two options of riding. So there was a team, offered me the ride. We agreed verbally, we handshook on it, and it was going to be basically, they'd pay for everything. I'd keep my prize money, and they were going to pay me a wage, but that was to be agreed later in the year once the sponsors got together.
Yeah.
And basically the team, then the main sponsor, Build Base, went. So my ride disappeared, but they didn't tell me till I'd turned down a good ride that I wouldn't have to pay for in Supersport.
Yes.
So basically I fucked myself really, because I just thought, they offered me the ride.
Well, they sold you the dream.
They sold me the dream. I thought, for as far as I was concerned, if I shook someone's hand, that was the deal
that was deal done, like.
But obviously the sponsorship fell through. This thing happened. It didn't happen. So I ended up I decided I'll go to Supersport anyway and build my own bikes. But I had a bit of turmoil at that part of my life as well. Because in 2005, I'd been seeing a girl. She lived in Oswestry. A girl called Alison Batman. And she was killed in a car accident 2 weeks after winning the British Championship.
Right. Oh, shit.
And the car set on fire. And it was a fucking disaster anyway. So I went off the rails for like probably all winter. So I went a bit batshit crazy, drinking and carrying on and just getting on like a dick.
Understandable,
really.
I guess. Fucking.
Yeah, that's
so
stage, like,
really I needed to be like 100% focused, 100% like on training, because I was jumping from a 125 to a 600. And I decided that I was going to run Triumphs. So we were a Triumph dealership, so I bought 2 new Triumphs. So I got 2 new Triumphs.
And they would have been fresh out of the box then as well. Like
brand new, fresh out of the box. And,
tripled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we decided we're going to get Frank Raffle involved, and they were going to do the motors. And we had semi-factory support off Triumph. They were doing us like 50 or 60% off all the bits. The bikes were like £5,400 each.
Right.
You know, got a really good deal on the bikes.
So Triumph stepped in straight away without even seeing you on the bikes.
Well, obviously you had a history.
I was twice British champion.
History, yeah. But
you know, no, but we sold about 150 new Triumphs a year at the bike shop. A hat.
Right, so you had
they said basically
rapport with them anyway.
They were working with Paul Young. So Paul Young had a lot of information about the bike already. So I spoke to Paul Young, got fairing sorted, footrest hangers sorted, got all that sort of sorted, and then went to Supersport. Well, it was, to be honest, it was a bad move because I needed to be within a team that knew how to run a Supersport bike.
And was this your first time on a 600
On a
as well?
600,
Like,
yeah. I'd road bikes, but not...
but this was a serious step up.
Yeah,
especially in British Championship, because you know the difference between 125 and 600.
Night and day. And obviously I'd been on 125 for 10 years.
Yeah.
From 96 to 2006, so... You know...
That's a big jump going on to 600.
I'd ridden track day thousands and just... I was doing track day instructing for Speed Freak, Joe Paul Shoesmith.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'd be going around Cadwell on a flipping Fireblade and stuff, jumping over the mountain and... You know, all that kind of stuff, but it was a bit different to actually full-time racing a super sport bike.
Especially when you're kind of guinea pigging at that stage.
And I thought I could go in and just be here. And when I went to the first meeting, I was like, barely scoring points. It was like, oh shit. And I started the year off on Dunlops. Because I'd won British Championships on Dunlops, I was factory supported by Dunlops. Had a contract with Dunlop. So we went to the official Dunlop test. They let us have these really good N-Tech tyres. Got to the first round. The bike handled sweet on the N-Techs. Got to the first round. They're all enough for Padgett's, Jamie Robinson, whoever else, the top few guys. They're only decent Dunlops. They only had enough tyres for them. And because I wasn't at the front straight away, I didn't get the N-Techs, and the bike just sucking tanks out the whole straight. It was like
Tyres are tyres again.
Yeah, tyres are tyres, yeah. The difference in the Dunlop between the N-Techs and the normal Dunlops were like night and day. Like,
how were you feeling at this point then? Were you like ready to pack the whole thing in, or?
Well, I was doing like what they call a Super Sport Cup. So like Centurion Racing were there with factory like decent bikes. There were people with X10 Carter bikes. and I'm like on a 120 horsepower flipping 675 that won't pull your cock out straight. And they're on 130, they're on 130 horsepower Hondas and stuff, which was the bike to be on. So I muddled through the year. We developed the bike a bit. We had good development with the engine, then we had loads of mechanical problems like shell bearings and flipping. I was crashing quite a lot as well because I was trying. Yeah. We changed to Pirellis, which really, really helped me. So I was getting decent Pirellis, so that worked quite well. The bike, Paul Young was adamant that I needed to put Pirellis on it, and I put Pirellis on it and used sort of his sort of geometry and stuff, and that helped as well. Yeah. So we finished third in the Supersport Cup, like first year on the Supersport.
First year, no mean feat. Like,
yeah.
And so did you continue with Supersport the following year then?
Yeah.
Triumphs again?
No. One of the teams offered me a ride for free. I ended up going to them but paying for stuff.
Right, okay.
So
yes.
I ended up riding for BBR Racing, Chris Barton and BBR Racing.
Yeah, yeah.
And basically the deal with them was do you know RF Lintons in Ballymena?
Say it again, sorry.
RF Lintons in Ballymena.
Yes.
They were a Honda dealership.
Yeah.
They supplied a bike to the team.
Okay.
So basically the deal was, because they're Northern Irish and they like the road racing, I'd have to do the Northwest.
Okay.
So I was like, I don't really want to, but he said, look, I'll tell you what, we'll go to the Northwest, we'll take the 600 and we'll take the 250, because he had his own 250.
Yes.
I'd never sat on a 250.
Never rode one prior to this?
No. So he goes, we'll take the 250 and you can have extra practice on the 250 just to get round. I said, right, okay. Went to the North, so I ended up riding for BBR Racing. McGreevy's came on board again to help me, and a few other sponsors. Motorbike shop I worked at, they helped out as well, and a few other stuff. And I rode for BBR Racing. So it started off bad.
Sorry.
We had a brand new 2007 Honda and a 2006 Honda, which was a really, really good bike. We'd had it on the dyno at home. And I knew when I'd seen that and in my Triumph, I thought, fuck me.
Yeah. Night and day difference.
Even if everything was set, like the suspension was set, everything was set, it was a good bike.
Yeah.
So we started off the year on the 06 bike, and I was qualifying reasonable, I think in the top 5 or something, first round on it.
Yeah. Mm.
And then did I fall off and wreck my hand or something? I think I fell off at Brands, high side at Brands, and banjoed my finger, which could have done without the first round. And then was it? Yeah. I'm going back here. But anyway, I rode for BBR Racing that year. And then, we went to Northwest.
And this was in 2008?
2007.
2007?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they go pop, or because we all know how hard the Northwest is on wee engines, like?
Yeah, the 600 seized up first session.
Right. Brand
new engine. We got a really good spec engine from Honda Louth or through Mayu, and the firing order had been changed, so it was like what they call a screamer engine.
Yeah.
So basically, they altered the cam timing and the firing order.
That's class. Yeah.
Same as what Eugene would use at like the Silverstone and Thruxton and things like that. So we thought the bike will be good, full Motec, everything. The full trip. Went out the first session, did a couple of laps, came in, went back out again, and the bike just felt really funny, pulled in, and it was smoking like mad. It cold seized.
Right.
We were running a thermostat. Okay. So basically, you go down the long straight, big bore radiator.
Yeah.
Freezing
radiator's freezing cold, the thermostat pops open, bang,
crack.
Cold seizes.
Yeah.
So,
and do you remember your first kind of emotions, like your first lap going into like university or around stations? Was it like fucking mind blowing, or was it?
Well, I've been riding bikes on the road. My mode of transport on the road was a road bike from 16 until I was about 21.
Yeah.
So I was riding anything from like Honda Yamaha B-Wiz to a flipping ZX9 to a Speed Triple to whatever.
Yeah. So it didn't feel really alien or something?
And in England, there's a road they used to call a death road, the Cat and Fiddle, the A537 from Macclesfield to Buxton.
Oh, lovely.
More motorcyclists have been killed on that road than nearly any other road in the UK at the time.
Yeah.
And I lived at the bottom of it, so you can imagine what I did in the summer.
Yeah,
in the evenings.
Yeah. Down
summer
that road.
So we were up and down that
Flat
So
out.
there were loads of like what you used to call local racecourse specialists. So the Grundy brothers, and my mate James on his LC 125, and flipping there were loads of guys that came in the bike shop that were up and down this Cat and Fiddle road. It was like the mountain course at the TT.
Yes.
You're windy, twisty, but a lot of the corners tightened up on themselves. So that's where I
honed your craft.
honed my craft.
That's where the corner speed came
So
from.
when I went to the Northwest, other than, if I could tell you what was shocking, the fact that even though I'm an extra small RI helmet padded out, or was back then, I was like factory supported, so like my helmets were padded out. The helmet was choking me down the straight.
Yeah, pulling back.
Oh, pulling
Yeah,
back.
so
Did you
like
get
I'm
that
going down
film?
the straight, pop up to brake, and the helmet was flipping choking me.
Yeah.
And the helmet was up against my face, and I went to Ryan. I goes, "You're gonna have to do something about this helmet." It was that tight, I could barely get it on.
Yeah.
So what they did, they put a lump of foam in the front of your chin piece, just below
hell,
the vent.
Flip's sick.
So when you brake, basically, when you pop up from the brakes, it just sat on your chin. So you're like that braking.
That's what I was doing. I never even thought of putting a bit of foam on.
Yeah, well, that's what Ari told me to do. Put a piece of foam. That's what some of the front guys did. But then the problem is, because I've got a big nose, it was hard to get the flipping thing past
Oh, it squashes your face. Like, so
You
you
don't
just
know what a big nose
But
is.
then I realised they tucked in longer till you reduce a bit of speed before you pop up. But obviously you learn that as you go along, don't you?
yeah.
You know,
Do you ever, I found being tucked in under the bubble for so long,
you get cramp.
in the back of your neck and stuff. And people talk about, the blood, it stops the blood from going to your
I
head.
probably
and all
get
that.
tucked in a bit easier than you do.
Especially now as well.
And
for fuck's sake.
so for that first, did you took the 250 as well?
Yeah.
To your debut?
Yeah.
So you were getting extra track time in both?
Well, we didn't get much practice time on the first 600. Did we get one practice session or something? I can't remember now. I didn't do. I qualified like pole on the second wave on the 600.
Yeah.
On the second wave. So it was
yeah.
like it's 19, so I was 20th, which I thought was okay, and I was like 7th or 8th on the 250.
Considering you never rode 250 for your life?
No.
Or the Northwest?
No.
Tell me you enjoyed the 250 more.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah.
You could see, like, you could sit on it and everything, you could just get completely tucked in. And it felt more like a 125. It felt like a 125 on steroids.
It felt like you were on home.
Yeah. And like the bike didn't move around. Like the 600, you were looking.
Yeah.
Like a boat.
Like a boat.
But surely it's had similar DNA to what you were obviously used to.
You could
for the
properly
last 10
scratch
years.
on
Like,
it. You could just go from knee to knee to knee, while the 600 took a little bit more effort.
Yeah.
I was only 9 stone, like 9 stone back then. You know,
it's not,
a bit
it's not
heavier
much
now.
like, but chunkier.
Yeah.
You're some Gorn at 250, but
So then the 250, like, fast forward to Saturday racing now.
Yeah.
Obviously was the 600 race first.
No, the 250.
No, it was the
race
250,
first.
and
I think we might have missed the super. Both races were on Saturday, weren't they?
Yeah,
There were
I
no
think so.
racing on the Thursday, were they then?
I don't believe so. I think it was maybe like a super bike and a super stock or something.
Yeah, I didn't get out on any bikes on the Thursday. I don't think. No, I didn't.
So first 250 race.
Yeah.
that's a good way to start.
Got off the line, got round station, and thought, "Fuck me." I don't know. 1 minute I'm like thinking, well, basically said to me, well, I'll tell you what happened. When I first came in, I came into the holding area, and Dan Unwin, or Dan Barton, or whatever, there was my crew chief back then, came in, he goes, "What do you think?" And he goes, "You fucking liked it, didn't you?" And I went, "Yeah, it was mega."
Yeah.
He went, "I told you you'd like it," because I didn't want to go.
Yeah.
They basically said to me, "If you don't like it, just go and get drunk." That's what they said to me. That was a deal. So we were going to go to the Northwest. I'm going like backwards and forwards here. But what they said to me, basically, how they persuaded me to go and do the Northwest was, if you don't like it, we'll just go to the bar and just get drunk.
Yeah.
And I went, right,
Sounds
okay.
pretty good.
Sound, yeah, we'll go. So he said, if you don't like it after the first practice, we'll just park up. So I went, right, fair. And when I came in, I was like, Cheshire Cat.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Ear to
ear.
ear, like, flip me. I can't believe how good this is.
Yeah.
And
But like, Mather's Cross was like a flipping fourth gear right hander. It was mega.
Lovely.
None of these like wanky little chicanes,
Aye,
that really cracked me up.
Yeah. You're not a fan of him?
No.
No.
I'm
Nobody
not
seems to be-
scratchy enough
No.
now. Maybe I'm not scratchy enough.
You've got
Need
a
more
wee bit
practice on
lazy.
the bike.
Was that you hooked? You fell in love with the Northwest?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you've done it every year since, haven't you?
No, I stopped when I got wrecked in 09.
Right.
Yes, because in 07, we'll have to get back to this. So
Yeah.
I think, going off, I could be wrong and I could be getting ridiculed in comments, but I still think you're the last person to win the Northwesterner debut.
Might be the last person that's done it, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Possibly.
what I'm thinking, yeah.
Did Richard Cooper do it?
No,
he had podiums because
he got a podium.
didn't he?
So I think that you're
Yeah.
the last person on their debut to win the Northwest.
Yeah.
Which seemed more impressive because I didn't know that you actually didn't ride a 250
No, never
before
even.
that.
Literally, it was on a bench in the workshop, and there was like a couple of Daytona boot boxes, one underneath it, one sat on top of it. I pulled the Daytona box off and like jumped up onto the bench and got on it and went, "What do you think of that?" I went, "Yeah, I'll ride this, yeah." And that was as much as it went.
Yeah.
We was meant to get a track day, but just the way things went and just BSB started, went to the first
Yeah.
round and what have you, and
And it never just
never,
materialised. Like.
just never.
And that was like a
materialised.
really tight race from McGuinness, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was-
Yeah.
yeah, really, really good.
Because I was only a child at the time, but I do remember it was like a pretty prominent thing.
Yeah,
like
well, when you
obviously
look who was in
this-
that race,
Yeah.
like there was both Dunlops, there was Seeley in it, there was McGuinness in it, there was like some of the good going two-stroke riders at the time,
Yeah.
like Darren Burns and fuck me,
And Mark Linney probably in that race, was it?
probably Mark Lunny,
Yeah.
the other fella as well that burns the animals,
Oh, Denver Rob.
Denver Rob was in it.
Burns the animals.
Yeah, cremates animals, not burns animals. Yeah, he's got good service cremating animals. He's very good at it.
Yeah.
Him and his wife.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Was that wasn't the year McGuinness? He had the brand spanking new 250
He was a
Straight out of the
Padgett.
box, yeah.
straight out of the
Padgett
box.
thought it was. Padgett said to me, we went over looking for a bit of information off Padgett's, gearing and
Yeah.
stuff. I think Clive went, "Oh yeah, I told us the gearing or whatever." He might have told. I don't know. Dan went over speaking to Clive because we did get quite a few bits off Clive, like clutches and bits and bobs, parts. Because Clive always had everything.
Yeah.
You know, he'd pay for it, like, but he'd have it.
Yeah.
You'd
Yeah.
be guaranteed it.
Yeah. And Clive was basically like, once John wins on this bike, it's worth more than what it is in the box.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
John's won on it, because John was like the man
the
at the
man at
time.
the
Yeah.
time, like.
Yeah.
You know, he was the man at the TT, he was man at the Northwest, he was man at the Ulster. You know, he was.
That's a real businessman thing to do, like, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what he
Yeah.
said. I remember thinking that's a bit flipping like. You know,
Aye, obnoxious.
not a thing. I was at the time. I'd only qualified maybe 5th, 6th, 7th, second row or something.
Yeah, yeah.
So I wasn't expecting to do anything.
And what collect? Don't know.
everything.
More
Seeing
time.
qualifying, I don't know whether it was red flagged or something, or did we get a full session or whatever. I never really got, the gearing wasn't quite right, the jetting wasn't quite right, and I wasn't that comfy on the bike. The handlebars weren't quite, we altered the levers and the brake levers and stuff like that, and then I felt more comfy on the bike in the race.
Yeah.
But see, once we got going and you're slipstreaming, it was like, flip, I can do this.
Yeah. Yeah. Where did that rack in terms of your experiences in your racing? Was it up
You see, when
there?
I came over the line and won, like, I'm getting like, look,
Yeah,
there's-
yeah.
that's what it does to me
yes,
now.
Yeah, still to this
now,
day. Like,
still to this, that's
Yeah.
what road racing does to you. Any racing, when you win for the first time, and
Yeah.
whether it's a 125, 250, 600, whatever, superbike, when you win for the first time, the first win is always like,
yeah.
fucking, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
See, when I won the Ulster Grand Prix on the Twin
Yes.
in like
Oh, fuck, I was a
2019, honestly, because that was my own bike, it was all my own money, it was everything that we'd done myself at the bike
Yeah.
shop, and we beat a pattern.
Yeah.
It was like,
That was a brilliant race.
you know,
Do you remember, were you racing then, were you?
19.
Nin-
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, that
I'd
day I
say
was
that's 10.
the only person to win a race other than Hickman
Yeah.
that day.
I suppose so,
He
yeah.
cleaned up everything
Yeah.
apart from the twin race.
Flipping heck.
Yeah.
Just remember the Grand Prix. This scared the absolute shit out of me, and I'm sure it scared you even more.
I know what you're going to say here.
Yeah. Locked up over the line.
Billy McKinstry's, what frame was it? Tigcraft.
It was a
chassis.
Tigcraft, yeah.
Yeah, good.
Oh, I
really,
remember that,
really good
yeah.
wee bike. Yeah, I changed from 4th to 5th or whatever he did up the start finish rate. Just like, it literally was like someone put a pole through the back wheel.
Yeah.
Lock solid. And I went, lock stop. Oh, there's Joey Dunlop grandstand. Lock stop. There's a pit lane. Lock stop. Lock
And what
stop.
was it? Literally just a...
Literally, flat out, 5th gear, ready to change to 6th.
Just before,
Just locked.
went over the start finish line, just went past where you pull out.
Yeah.
well, where they do the pit boards.
Yeah.
And literally just bang.
Sideways.
Yeah.
That's
It just went
balls, Eddie.
bang.
Yep.
It's like, and I thought I had it. You
Yeah.
went lock, stop, lock,
Yeah,
stop,
yeah.
lock, stop. Oh, I've got it. And next minute it just booked me over the top, high-sided me.
You were guaranteed
And I-
of the clutch in too.
I had well, that's what's mad. I had the clutch
First-
in,
yeah.
and I'm going, oh fuck, oh fuck. You're like,
What was the issue?
it either snapped the crank or broke the gearbox. I think it did both. Fuck. So they were
Yeah.
ER6's brake cranks.
Yeah,
It broke the crank. I don't think the bike was mega horsepower, but it just went really well. It was a good bike.
I'm
It
aware
was,
that
it was
steer.
late and all, wasn't it?
What do you mean?
The steer real well.
It was
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Because it was just when you said the name.
I did like
the word-
117, I think, on my first or second flying lap
Yeah.
around there on it.
That's pretty sharp.
You know,
The
it
King
was,
Craft was
yeah.
good, like.
it was-
Went well around Scarborough and all, didn't it?
yeah.
Ivan Linton
Ivan
didn't
Linton blitzed everybody on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I
it was
didn't know
basically
that.
250 geometry, but with a ER6 engine in it.
And did it have like an R6 swinging arm or something in it? Or there's
An
something about
R6
it.
swinging arm and a
Yeah.
set of, I don't know what.
Yeah.
Very
Triumph
controversial
675.
machine.
I
wasn't it?
was.
Yeah.
I remember there was a bit
Yeah,
of
well,
shit
it
going off.
ended badly, that anyway.
Yeah, I ended up
Anyway.
sideways.
Yeah. But I'd split my flipping knuckle open on the lathe like earlier that week, and it
Really?
just about healed up. And when I slapped the floor, I split my finger
Ripped
open
open
again.
again.
And there's a picture of me stood there, and there's blood dripping off my finger.
Oh,
Yeah, I ended up in the bush. There was the hedgeways, and there's a road closes
road
down.
closes
I ended
in,
up in
yeah.
the bushes on the left hand side,
Lucky
and the
boy.
bike hit the big bale.
you were lucky in hindsight, like.
Yeah,
I literally got to, because we were out in the next race, and I
Fucking-
literally went to the pit lane. As soon as I went to the pit lane, Elkie just, as soon as he hit the line, she just locked
yeah,
it. And I went,
shocking.
No, you wouldn't want them to.
I-
Mechanical. I've had a couple of near misses at the North Ulster Grand Prix.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was on a Paul Shoesmith.
yeah, yeah.
Got killed at the TT, unfortunately. Nice, real nice guy. Didn't
Yeah.
live that
Yeah.
far away from
Ice Valley.
Ice Valley, yeah.
Yeah.
he owned a car dealership now.
Yeah, and not far from where I lived in Macclesfield. But anyway, I was riding one of his R6s, and they had the same wheels in the Super Twins as they did in the R6s. So they were swapping wheels about bikes. It was a bit ropey, really. I ended up getting my own toolbox in the end and changing my own wheels. 'Cause
Yeah.
in qualifying, when the holding area, they couldn't get the front wheel back in the bike. You had a paddock stand that went underneath the fork bottoms.
Yeah.
And
If it
because
turned.
obviously the ground wasn't level, it was pushing one fork leg up. They couldn't get the wheel in.
Yeah.
So I ended up, it was wet, enough for wets, but it was starting, it rained just as it was in the holding area. We had dries in, we put wets in, and by the time we got out, it was
dry.
bloody dry. So I qualified in the dry with the wets.
With the wets in.
But in the first race, I felt like the bike was slowing down a little bit, and I was like, isn't it in it? But it was quick, really quick R6. I was heading up, you go up the crossroads, it's flat right kink,
Yeah.
and there's a
For-
little left kink with a wall on the right hand side,
Yeah, yeah.
and then you just about brake for wheelers. There's a little left kink before you brake. So literally you go around the left. It's not really left, but it is.
Yeah.
You're going that fast.
It's just while you're.
Literally, I just stood it up, hit the brakes, and it went. Just before I hit the brakes, it went bang, dropped down on the back. Did not put the wheel spacer between the sprocket carrier,
Oh,
and they tightened the wheel up, and basically it basically welded the bearing together,
Jesus.
which then spun on the wheel spindle, which cut the spindle off,
Cut
So
the
just
spindle.
cut the end of the spindle off. Yeah, when the
so
spindle
you just
come
had like a
out.
collapse wheel then.
So luckily, where it was at Wheelers, you can go straight on.
Luckily, it didn't happen that right-hander before it.
Or
Into the
Joey's
trees.
windmill or lockers, or
Aye.
they'd be fucked, they'd be dead. Well, everyone will be saying Elkie's trying too hard, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well,
Well, that was Noel Johnson, the Ulster Grand Prix, that sorted that ride out for me.
is that right?
Yeah, Noel sorted that, yeah.
Noel was good that way.
Noel
you
was
know,
good.
but-
Would
yeah.
he got you
100%.
Oh, yeah.
bits and pieces?
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
someone
aye.
we'll have to try to get
Noel,
on actually at some
Noel
stage.
Johnson's got a
Yeah.
lot of time for Noel, yeah.
Yeah.
He's big
definitely-
into cycling now, isn't he?
Massive, yeah.
Noel definitely got
I thought
us.
he had cancer or something, he was that skinny.
Yeah.
That's right, he lost a lot of weight,
Like he
didn't he?
looked, yeah.
I want to go back a wee bit, Christian, because we interviewed Stephen Watson last week, right? And we were talking about obviously his stuff at the Northwest and stuff, and we asked him what was like the greatest emotion that you've ever seen, and he kind of explained it was a race that you were involved in
Oh, right, yeah.
with Michael
yeah.
in 2008. What was your emotions for that race? I know obviously everything prior with Michael and stuff, and
Robert and everything in between. But have you got any kind of real memories from that race yourself?
Yeah. I remember being sat on the line, and then there was like a commotion going on, and then Michael wheeled his bike. Michael and William wheeled the bikes onto the grid, and I was thinking, fucking hell, if I was thinking, is that for real? And then there was a big hoo-ha. They were told they weren't allowed to race, and once they're on the grid, like what's Noel Johnson what's Mervyn White and what are they going to do, like? So I thought nothing of it. It is what it is, like, we'll set off and do what we can do. And when we started racing, I quickly realised, like, I was thinking in my head, how the fuck has he got like his emotions under control to ride at this pace?
It was a brilliant race to watch, like, just as a brilliant.
See, on the TV, you didn't see half the passing.
Yeah?
No, not at all. No.
Yeah.
There was miles more passing that you couldn't see the helicopter or whatever, or the way that there's only so many cameras.
Yeah.
It misses loads of the track.
Yes.
You don't like, from the helicopter and stuff, you don't see, like, when he overtook me on the outside between the white line and the grass going into university. So I'm braking, thinking, like, right, I'm just about getting stopped, the front wheel's hopping, and he's on the outside. I'm thinking he's on the fucking grass. He wasn't. When you look, there's like that much tarmac between the white line and the grass.
Yeah.
And he come past me and like pulled across the front of me there. I thought, right, okay. And then,
you're thinking he means business here.
And then he passed me somewhere else as well. I can't remember where it was, but we were swapping. Well, McGuinness was with us to start with, and I think McGuinness just went, fuck that.
Fuck this, yeah.
But obviously he wanted to win, McGuinness wanted to win, I wanted to win.
Yeah.
And the year before, so we all wanted to win. And then obviously I made a mistake into Metropole on the last lap. I thought I had the race won, because I knew I was better than him, like on the brakes into the last chicane and stuff. I've ridden him, and I passed him a couple of times. Stuff. I thought, even if he gets past me, I can work with him. And I was on the inside. Did I outbrake him? I outbraked myself by literally, it was a little tiny bit. It wasn't much. I just got the back wheel off the floor, and I was using the back, but I couldn't get stopped. Got a little bit deep into Metropole. He nipped underneath me, and I thought, when you think, fuck, you're fucking yourself, in the helmet, you're like, fucking stupid idiot. You're like, what you doing?
Yeah.
And then we went into church, and he went in. I thought, he's not going to make it. He went in that fast. I thought, he's not going to make it, and he actually bounced off the curb. He ran up to the curb, bounced off it, and bounced back. And I thought he was down, so I shut the throttle.
Yeah.
And I thought, fuck. And then he got away with it. So I went back on the throttle again.
But you'd lost all your momentum.
I lost my momentum, and he was going up towards Black Hill. And I thought, see, when he peeled in, I thought, he's not getting around it.
Is that right?
Yeah. And when I was behind him, he was like, do them chevrons. He was like, he was over, like, up against the curb on the chevrons. And I thought, when I seen that, I thought, fuck, if you want it that bad.
you can have it.
Well, I wasn't going to pass him
You
anyway.
weren't going to get it anyway.
He nailed them two corners, like, to the point where, I'd shut the throttle that second. That was enough.
That's all it
The
took.
pace he was on, there was no way I was going to get back past him. And then I caught him back up towards the chicane, and I was right back with him, but I wasn't close enough to do
You couldn't make a
manoeuvre,
move on him. Was there any way or any time in that race that a thought passed your mind, if I beat him?
No. No, not once.
Really?
No. I wasn't really aware that it was a whole big, thing. Yeah, well, no, that's wrong to say. No, obviously Father's Day is a massive thing.
Oh, God, yeah.
But I didn't think that, like, everyone would be so much on his side, on my side.
Yes.
But obviously he's Northern Irish, he's a Dunlop. Obviously everyone's behind a Dunlop, aren't they? I'm just some smuck from England, like, some blowing or bean muncher or whatever.
Yeah.
So you were out the race.
Oh, I was 100%. I was out to win. I was out to win. Like, I wasn't there to finish second. Like,
You could see by your body language, because there was people saying, I wonder if Christian, did he hold back?
No.
And if you see the footage, especially the helicopter footage, your bike, both your bikes are going like this, nearly two-wheel drifting.
No, we were just, I think we both wanted it, and the right person won on the day.
Yeah.
You know?
It was
You know,
just
No, it's still like.
That's another one
probably
that
of the-
makes
It was
your
a
hairs go up.
magical
you
It's
race.
still
like.
like one of the
It was
best
like-
Northwest 200 races
Ever.
ever.
Yeah.
And it's still talked
Just
about.
just
like
the whole flipping build up to it, everything, just the way it happened.
you could stuff like that.
You
You can't really
you can't
write.
write.
Like,
You can't write. No, and to be involved with that, really, like to be fair, Michael had the best of 250s. Like
Yeah.
it was a proper. Mine was like a whatever it was.
It was a TSR,
Single side.
wasn't it?
No, mine wasn't a TSR. No,
No,
it was
Hayes
his-
Michaels was
yeah,
TSR.
mine was a
wasn't it?
single sided swinging down with a set of flipping tuned barrels on it and a set
Yeah.
of samba pipes.
Yeah.
Like everyone thought it was a trick thing. That's all it was. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't. But I didn't know any better. I was just riding it. A bit like we say in Spain, them kids just ride it. I was just riding it like you know.
I was just
As hard as you
another
can
bike.
for as
It was
long
just
as you
another
can.
bike. I was just
Just
riding it,
another bike.
just enjoying it, sort of thing.
Yeah. No, it was awesome. Awesome. So
After that, Northwest then, and obviously you're living over here at this stage,
Yeah,
and you've moved over. Were you working out of your own shop at this stage?
no, I was working for James Courtney at a company called Sign Stick.
Sign Stick in Nuts Corner,
in
yeah,
Notts
yeah.
County. I worked for
and what brought you over here? Because maybe a lot of people don't know
racing.
this.
Initially racing because I was riding, and then I met Jackie, and my fiance now,
Yes.
Jackie Burns. I met her the year.
Get this right.
Mike, yeah. Get into trouble here. Yeah, 2008. Obviously, that race, we were all in the bar. I believe it or not, I had a fractured radius in my wrist. But anyway, I'm not even.
Really?
Yeah, there was a lot of things that went on that. The lead up to in 2008, it snowed at Brands, and
Yes.
the race didn't go ahead.
Yes.
So I was riding Superstock 1000 that year, and I was on a ZX10, riding for Barton again. Barton, BBR Racing. And we had to go back down to Brands a Saturday and Sunday before the Northwest started. So the lorry went off to the Northwest with the 600. No, we didn't have the 600 that year because the frame was bent, but that's another story. Went away with a 250 and we took the spare Superstock bike that wasn't built. We didn't have enough bits to build it. And I went down to Brands to do the BSB round, and Peter Hickman knocked me off twice in one race.
Twice in one race.
Well,
Dirty
there was a
bugger.
there was a pile up at Druids,
Right.
and he ended up in the back of me. So whether I went down and he went down and went in the back, but he got his arm stuck in my back wheel,
Ugh.
and it was wrapped. It was right in the back wheel, and I was trying to pick the bike, going, "What the fuck?" So I was trying to pick the bike up, which is big, hard enough for me because I was like 9 stone, and he's like going, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa!" He was stuck, so he managed to roll it back, get his arm out. And we both rode round and made it back in time for the restart of the race.
Right.
We just ripped the hugger off, unbolted the hugger off. And then in the second part of the race, so the rerun of the race, because it was only like 1 or 2 or whatever it was, I was going down into Hawthorne and he lost his brakes and fucking cleaned me.
Oh, shit.
And the bike went end over
Aye,
end over
in
end over
Hawthorne,
end
like,
over
you
end.
really wanna be
The
doing it
bike,
there,
the
like.
bike was an absolute write-off.
Yeah.
And I'd actually fractured the radius in my left wrist.
Right.
And this is
And then you're
building
going
up to
into-
the Northwest.
Yeah, so then we get back in, wheelbarrow the bike back into the truck, the van we went down in, loaded everything, any bits we had, and jumped on the ferry and come over to the Northwest. But I had actually a fractured radius in my wrist, so I had my wrist duct
Yeah.
taped up.
So that's 2008. You met Jackie.
Yeah,
Northwest.
that
and
was
then
in
you-
the bar, or the hospitality tent.
Right.
She worked
okay.
for a company called Crea Concrete, and she was like a marketing manager or whatever at the time.
Right.
So to keep all her customers happy, they used to take 2 or 3 tables at the Northwest.
Yeah, yeah.
And she would be plying them with drink or what have you,
Yeah.
and keeping
Oh,
the
right.
customers sweet.
Right. And you applied the gift of the gab.
I saw this blonde thing over the sign. I thought, who's that? We weren't going to go for a drink. And Dan went, come on. I was all pissed off because I hadn't won the race and my wrist was sore and I was actually black and blue because I'd actually barrel rolled.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a picture of me and my neck's bent backwards and my feet are touching the floor like I'm doing the crab. I'm that far bent in the gravel pit. You know, went head, feet. So I was quite beat up anyway, that meet for the Northwest. Anyway, I see this blondie over there and I said to Dan, fucking hell, see that blondie over there? And he's going, in the end he went, for fuck's sake, Elkie. I said, what? He said, just go over there and speak to her. You keep talking about it. You keep talking and talking and talking.
Yeah.
Just fucking do it. I'm fucking sick of you. He was like, Right, one more vodka Red Bull and I'll go. So like another vodka Red Bull. I wandered over and then we were dancing and got along. We were dancing away and having a laugh. And I met a load of people at that table. Oh, this is that Christian Elkin that finished second to Michael. And we were like, woo! We were all booming. Like, and then anyway, we got to know everyone. It was good crack and we had a really, really good night. And then we just said we'll keep in touch. And then, you know, came back into a few times and we came to the Ulster Grand Prix and it was rained off. So I stayed with Jackie, you know.
Yeah. That was the year it flooded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I went and tested a 125 and, you know, a 250 and ended up riding Sammy Dobbs's 250.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, through Big Simon Barron and Jeffrey Barron. That was a good bike.
Sammy was quick too. He was good Northwest runner too.
Yeah.
So,
and then you ended up just coming over.
Well, basically, the motorbike shop I worked at was Stockport Motorcycle Centre.
Yeah.
And they actually, the main guy that owned that originally, Johnny Ray rode for him.
Okay.
On an RC45 or an RC30.
Yeah.
Johnny Ray Senior.
Yeah, Senior.
Johnny Ray Senior.
I think he's had a mention in every bloody podcast we've done.
Johnny Ray Senior.
Yeah, a guy called Ziggy. What was he called? Ziggy. Rode for them. His nickname was Ziggy. I was actually, believe it or not, Locker sent me a picture of him at the motorbike show a couple of weeks ago.
Oh,
saying,
really?
you know this guy? I said, oh, fuck me, I know him. I've not seen him for years, yeah. Anyway, I forgot his name, so I'll skip over that one.
Yeah.
So the motorbike shop I worked at, we had loads of good They had loads of good riders back in the day. Was bought over by Chris Barton.
Yeah.
So my boss was selling up. He was retiring to his flipping mansion in not Egypt. Where was it now? Cyprus. He had a big house in Cyprus.
Right.
Him and his wife. So they were moving out to Cyprus, selling up the shop. So Chris Barton went, well, I want a bike shop, so I'll buy it. So Chris Barton bought the motorbike shop I worked at, and we became a Kawasaki dealership. So that's why I ended up on the ZX10.
Yes. Yeah,
Kawasaki, Barton Bikes, but the bike shop was called then instead of Motorcycle Centre Stockport. And then I was coming back in too, and the bike shop wasn't looking that great. What I mean by that was I wasn't sure whether it was going to do, because it was Triumph for years. We're selling like 150 bikes and we're selling Aprilias and Derbies and whatever. And there were not loads of money, but there was more money in the Triumphs. Kawasaki's you had to make a sales bonus and sell numbers to get a sale bonus and get that at the end of the year. And it was a lot of fucking, not for me, but for the sales people. So I thought, right, I was going back in two, and I thought, right, what do we do here? Either she moves over here or I move over there. And basically, I decided, I rang her up and said, Jackie, what? He says, right, I'm going to come over there and live with you.
Yeah.
And she's like,
and she went,
oh shit.
She went, oh, she was out. She loves walking. So she was walking probably she was walking on the White Rocks. She loves walking on the beach there. So she'd drive to Port Rush quite a lot and walk and stuff. Or Randallstown Forest or wherever. She was like, I think she must have like looked at the phone and went, what? So for me, the night I was coming over to meet all the family and everything, it was either Jackie's dad's birthday or mum's birthday. We all went over to the Ramble Inn. I was flying in and I'm never good with times. I'm late for everything. I'm useless. Say if I need to be somewhere at like 6 o'clock, at 10 to 6, it's half an hour away. I'm getting in the van, thinking I can make it up, which you can't.
No matter where you are.
Jackie's the same. Me and Jackie are exactly the same that way. Both Capricorns as well. But anyway, so anyway, I missed a flight to go over to meet her mum and dad and everything.
Shit.
So they're all at Ramble Inn waiting to order the food, and I've missed a flight that day. So anyway, I had to fly into the city instead of the international, and get gathered up by one of her relations, and met the whole family, and that was it. Her mum and dad were great with me. Her mum and dad was mega.
Right.
I wouldn't have the bike shop now if it weren't for her dad.
Oh really?
Yeah, because obviously I had the bikes. In the shed at home and stuff, in his big shed, and he said, "You need a garage?" I said, "Yeah." I was wanting just a double garage. If you just put a double garage onto the side of your big shed-free JCB and his lorries and all that. He did sandstone, gravel, and groundworks. Yeah. So Willie Burns, he's quite famous. Anywhere you go, everyone always knows Willie Burns.
Yeah.
A star, absolute star. So we were away racing at BSB doing the Triumph Triple Challenge at that point.
Right, okay, yeah.
And that was like 2013 or something like that. And when we got back, because fuck me, what's he doing at the side of the shed up there? He dug the foundations. I went, fucking hell, Willie. He goes, what? I said, I wanted a wee shed. He goes, there's no point having a wee shed. He said, you'll have it filled straight away.
Yeah,
so you might as well build it.
Yeah.
So it's like 50 foot by 21 foot or something.
Jesus
So,
Christ.
Yeah, it's proper.
Brilliant.
Proper shed.
so, yeah. So then he put an insulated roof and everything on it. And that's where I work out of now, yeah.
Yeah.
Flipping heck.
I should have been a brand top to you, like.
Yeah, if it weren't for Willie and Gene.
So you've been nearly over here for like nearly 20 years now.
It's 18 years, yeah.
18 years.
Yeah.
And you just instantly started racing over here as well as soon as you moved over.
Well, I was going to ride Superstock 1000 again in 2009.
Yeah.
On a Honda, which was the bike to be on at the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
So we got a Honda with a team. We went out, and then I obviously got wrecked at the Northwesterner in 2009.
That's right, in the
So
250.
on the 250, yeah.
Yeah.
Sammy Dobson's 250.
Juniper chicane.
Yeah, I thought I had it won.
Yeah.
See, we had
That's
a
when you
mega.
played with Michael as well, wasn't it?
Michael had nowhere to go and ran over me.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
Right, okay.
Right.
yeah. It was my fault, completely
Right,
my
okay.
fault, 100% my fault.
You hit the curb on the way out, didn't you?
No, I lost the front. I lost the front, and I hit the curb. The bike hit the curb, and the
yeah.
bike flipped over, and I flipped over, and he ran me over and ran over the bike,
Yeah.
and came off, unfortunately. But
Yeah.
no, we had a good race. That was on Sammy Dobson's bike.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and in qualifying, the bike was a flying machine. I qualified on pole really easy on it. I said to him, the bike's a flying machine, and the temperature, whatever, changed in the race. And the bike just wasn't quite going as well. It wouldn't pull top gear the same. If I was in the slipstream, it pulled top gear, and I could go along and then get him. But if I'd had to do like outbraking manoeuvres and stuff like that, there's a video of him coming up the inside of me and into flipping not Metropole, what's York.
Your corner, yeah.
Yeah, like literally, he comes underneath. Oh, that was 2008. Sorry, now I'm jumping back into the race. We had some really good races.
Oh God, yeah.
2008 was a mega race. I outbraked him like he braked into Juniper chicane. I thought, flip me, you're braking early then, and I went underneath him really easy.
Yeah.
And all I needed to do really was just park it in the middle of the chicane.
Yeah.
And I would run it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I just went in like 5 mile an hour faster.
Yeah.
And just took the front. It was patchy. The track was patchy in places.
Yeah, that's right.
So
yeah.
I obviously went in a bit too hot and just took the front. And basically I hit the curb shoulder first and obliterated my shoulder. So annihilated me shoulder blade. So I had like, was it 16 screws and 3 plates in my shoulder blade. When he hit me, when I hit my shoulder on the curb that hard, it burst the zip out of my leathers.
What?
Actually burst the zip clean out of my leathers, like
Flipping
opened it up.
heck. Yeah.
And when he ran me over, he broke my leg and broke my ribs up this side and ruptured my liver.
Jesus.
Fuck, you got a serious down.
So my ribs, the skin was off from my hip to my neck here, where he'd wheel span up me. No, not on purpose, you know, just
you know
he had
where to
nowhere
go.
to go, unfortunately. He fell off, which was a bad thing. Falling off on your own is grand, but if you take someone else out, it's shit, innit?
And how long were you at action with that?
I was in the Causeway for a week. Then I was in Altnagalvan for a week. I raced the same year. I did the Ulster Grand Prix that year.
Yeah.
And podiumed on the 125. I finished fourth in the 250. But
Was that your debut at the Ulster?
no,
That year, no.
wasn't. No, I'd done a couple. My debut at the Ulster was 2008 on the ZX10.
Right.
Podium Dundrod 150 race in the wet.
Right.
Hickey, Paul Shoesmith, and me in the
That's a
Dundrod
car lineup.
150 in the wet. Yeah, first time there and first time on
Yeah. It didn't pick a slow bike to do your debut on anyway around the Ulster.
Yeah.
Which one's the favourite of your two?
What?
Between Northwest and Ulster?
Ulster.
Oh, every day.
Yeah, I preferred
All
the
day.
Northwest without the chicanes.
Yes.
Like, see the coach. See when you come into Metropole and up under the railway bridge and up round fucking Black Hill. Awesome.
Yeah.
And it's the coast road. I love the coast road.
What about the Nationals?
What's that? Not
Did
really.
you ever have
National
any?
No, I'm not really interested in road. And it sounds like,
Did you not do Armoy?
yeah, I did Armoy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I won Armoy and broke like record on the Moto 3 first time there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Podiumed on the Super Twin there.
And what do you think of Armoy?
I enjoyed it, but I'd ridden a motocross bike, but never jumped on one.
Right.
Yeah.
So over the jumps, I was lethal. When I say lethal, I mean lethally bad.
Yeah.
Not lethal as in like
Very
over when you say
unnatural.
something's lethal. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Super Twin on the Moto 3, I can just go over it completely flat out, and the bike straight as a die.
Yeah.
Well, one time the twin wasn't, but the Triumph or the Kawasaki was like, I was lock stop to lock stop.
Tying herself in knots.
Yeah. When Stephen Davidson says, when you come, I hide behind the fucking gate post, you know you're bad over there. Like,
If Stephen Davidson's saying that, you must have been
and he
some
loves
shit.
road racing. He loves a bit of flipping.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I tell you what's good about the Armoy. It's a great club. They run a good event. It's ran really well. Everyone's friendly.
Yep.
And they want you there.
Yeah.
You know, they really want the riders there. So I may even go to Armoy this year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sweet.
That might be
Lovely.
yeah.
And are you still enjoying your short circuit racing as
Love
well?
it.
Because obviously you've been very successful over the last maybe 18 years,
Yeah.
obviously in the Irish.
I've been in the top 3 of every championship I've done for the last 10 years.
Is that right?
No
Yeah.
slouch.
That's a good stat.
Yeah.
No
That's a good
slouch.
stat.
And with a new team for next year.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm obviously riding I'm riding the Super Twin again,
Yeah.
but we've changed to Aprilia. So RB Engineering, which is Woolwich UK.
Did you get a spin on that at the end last year?
No.
You weren't on it, no.
No. It's a brand new bike. It's 2025 bike. We got there just before Christmas.
Right.
So that's a bit of a challenge trying to gather all the bits up, getting that ready. So that's like a B&W Brian and Wendy Hull.
Brian and Wendy Hall,
You know all about them.
BMW Racing.
BMW Racing, yeah. They're involved as well, and Bell Bikes bought Stuart Bell.
Yeah.
So he's supplying me a new R6, an X10 Carter R6. So hopefully I can hassle you a bit more. It didn't work out at the end of the year, but
Was that the one Derek McGee rode?
yeah.
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 A fast motorbike. That's a fast motorbike.
Yeah.
Corey.
On my
Watch
dyno,
yourself.
on my dyno, it's no more horsepower than my own.
Mind games.
Yeah.
He's doing the mind games this time.
And the engine, these 2 engines with it. So there's a 10 Carter development engine, which was in when I got it, and then there was like this all singing, all dancing was meant to be like it's a controlled it's a controlled Yamaha cylinder head. So it's what they have to use in World Supersport.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's not as good as the
Tincati one.
yeah.
Right.
And that's what I put in for the Sunflower, and I didn't know at the time.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, once I'd downed it and put it in and mapped the cylinders individually and done everything, I went, oh, fuck. I didn't have time to change
You had the wrong head on it.
back to the other engine.
Obviously it's Stuart's machine.
Stuart's
he can do
bike,
anything. Is 10K anything to do with it? Like,
No,
sealed
no.
engine or anything?
No, it's not a sealed engine. No.
Oh,
It's
right.
just the bike was
it's just
initially.
an X.
It's an X. It's apparently an X-Manzi bike
Right.
from 2023. Is it 24?
24.
Maybe 24. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. It's got everything on it. It's quick release flipping wheels, what they have in World Super Sport. It's got the latest. It's got a controlled solo ECU on it.
Right.
So it's got the controlled ECU. It actually,
With different maps on it?
yeah. Well, there's different maps in a kit ECU, but
I've never had one, I don't know.
yeah, yeah. You can change the engine brake. You can go plus or minus on the engine brake on just buttons where you can't do with a kit ECU. You can run rain map if you want. You can run different throttle maps and all that, but you can with a kit ECU.
Yeah.
To be fair, but it's not as nice on off the throttle transition compared to a kit ECU at the moment.
Right.
But
Does it take a wee bit more tuning, a wee bit more?
Do you have more fine work?
it can't. Well, Solo Engineering, no. Metronic are coming out with a new engine brake strategy, which is meant to be better.
Right, okay.
So it's basically when you shut the throttle, the engine brake isn't very nice when you come back on the throttle.
And what is that? That's just a software thing?
Software thing, yeah.
So they send you a file and you can put it in.
No, it's an
it,
updated
or-
file, but yes, you still have to mess with it. Yeah.
Not to mess with it.
He doesn't
Yeah.
want to give away too
No,
much
no.
here, sure he don't.
No.
It'd be
No,
alright.
no. Obviously, for you
so-
that don't know, these two are rivals in the
Sworn
We've been
All-
one. We've been
Super
1-2 in the championship for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
2 years, yeah.
So Elgie's going to change that next year, I think.
Well, we don't know. We'll
I
see.
don't know. See how we get on.
We're training and everything now. We haven't
You've been
trained.
training, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't
well,
trained.
When you're an old boy and stuff, you need to start moving the body a bit more. Like,
When you wake up in the morning,
young
you
hands
like crack,
yourself.
crack, crack, crack. Your feet are cracking, your knees are cracking.
You have to
your,
roll out of bed.
oh, my hips a bit stiff.
For 2026, full campaign with Super Twin and Super Sport in the Ulster Bike Championship, and
Yeah.
then the Northwest again.
Northwest and probably Armoy as
Probably
well.
Iron Boy.
Yeah.
So you've got a right out busy schedule then.
Yeah.
How come the Isle of Man never interested you?
That's a good question. I I got offered a couple of road racing teams offered me rides years ago when I was going to do it, and it fell through, so I didn't. I went on the Halewood Foundation. Have you heard of that?
Yeah.
So I went over. We landed. There was me, James Hillier, and a guy called Bob Collins. FWR tyres.
Yeah.
For me,
FWR,
he's a boy.
mad.
He's mad as a fucking box of frogs.
Good stuff there.
Getting the champagnes in with the £50 notes, flat out. Yeah,
Flip
He's
the
good on
heck.
Facebook. You should watch it.
Is that right?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Bob Collins,
Bob Collins.
FWR tyres, FWR
Yeah, but
motorcycles.
he's wild for like wheeling and then those
He was a
old
stunt
burnouts.
rider.
Stunt riding.
Yeah. But proper sound guy, proper sound guy. So I knew quite quickly when we jumped in a Porsche with what do you call him? Not Shaky,
Milky.
Milky Quail.
Milky Quail, yeah.
And he's going over the mountain about
Johnny
120 mile an hour, and you can't see the end of the bonnet. And he's going around the veranda, right? It's out, in, or something like that. And I'm going, what the fuck? But like, went down Bray Hill, and I went there. I didn't know if it went left or right.
Yeah, right.
You know, I went to the Northwestern one. I went to our Moyen one. I went to, obviously, the Ulster Grand Prix and podiumed.
Would you say you're quite quick at learning tracks?
Yeah.
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 I had to when I was in Spain.
Yeah.
So
You
you
had
go
to
to
be.
Spain, and I've never been to Valencia, never been to Ref.
You're not going to get a track day there.
You
Like.
don't get a track day, you just
No.
turn up, but you do get 45 minutes each session. So yeah, I'm probably not maybe as quick at learning tracks now. I'm a bit older.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe. Sure, you only got 2 tracks to go around.
I think you would run real well on the island.
Yeah, so I went on the Hale Foundation anyway. I lost a plot then, and when she mentioned it, I was like, well, anyway, so you knew Hillier straight away was going to do it, and he was going to be good because we got out, we parked up somewhere. Was it somewhere near the pits? And there was a Fiat 232 silver thing, and it had Finnegan's Ferrari painted up the side of it, or stickers up the side of it.
Right.
And if anyone went over from the Isle of Man or any island or wherever, they lent you this car. It was apparently it was Martin Finnegan's Mazda.
Right,
It had Finnegan's Ferrari wrote up the side of it.
Brilliant.
So we were smoking around in that for a couple of days, and say like 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 in the morning, Hillier was getting up and going driving around the track.
In the dark,
Right.
Yeah.
Clear roads.
But see, when we were going around, he said, "Oh, this is Union Mills. This is whatever. This is I don't know the corners, but this is the veranda. This is this is whatever."
Yeah.
He knew, I would say, about 80% of the corners.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Before he even spun a lap in the bike.
Yeah, but he'd already been there, and he'd played the computer game, and he'd watched videos, and he'd done whatever. Whereas when I came back from the Halewood Foundation, I pretty much decided on the first lap of going around there,
Not for me.
it's not for me.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Do you know who would be a good man to bring you around?
Who?
Brian Hull.
Oh, probably.
He
yeah.
knows every inch
Yeah.
of that. He brought me around one time when you were saying about the veranda, and he was on the wrong side of the road and all, blind corners, and I thought, oh my God, get my Liz. It was Ford Fiesta,
Yeah.
and the thing was rocking over to one side and all, but
Yeah.
every single corner, every bump, he was able to tell me.
I could probably have earned money if I went into road racing properly.
Yeah.
You know.
Made a turn at it.
Yeah. I was offered rides by what are they called now? Martrain offered me a ride on the roads.
Tim?
Yeah, you rang me once. You say no to Tim once, that's it, you're done.
I know, yeah.
But at the time, I'd had my big accident. I was going to come back, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to road race anymore.
Okay.
And I sort of decided that I wasn't. And he'd rang me up not long after being wrecked, and I decided that I wasn't. Which that could have been a really good option if if it was in the right frame of mind. You have to be in the right frame of mind to do it.
Yeah.
You know.
You have to be all in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like you
you
said
can't.
earlier
You can't say
can't
you need to be
half-ass it,
committed.
like.
You need to be committed. Yeah, and if you're not committed anywhere like the Ulster Grand Prix, Northwest TT, you might as well not.
Yeah. It's
Not
not
bother.
for you, like.
What about the Tannergee? I think you would enjoy a Tannergee.
I'm not interested in the. I'm
Just full
I'm
stop.
just not interested in
I'm
the
trying
roads.
to bring you in.
I
here.
know you are. They're really good road races, and I want people to support and pay and go and watch, and
Yeah.
I hope they go on forever. Like,
Yeah.
but it's just not. I want to do less road racing, not more road racing.
Yeah.
You know, I love.
Leave Maloney's in
I
that
love.
fella, like.
Yeah, I'm 45, aren't I? You know.
Yeah.
I love the Northwest 200. Like,
Yeah.
I get on with Mervyn really well and everything, and he invites me to stuff, and I love the atmosphere of the whole event. I have people come over from England that don't come and watch me racing all year round. They come just for the Northwest,
Yeah.
and it's like
It's a
it's
spectacle.
a
like.
spectacle. It's a celebration. It's a flipping.
Yeah.
And if the weather's good,
Aye, sure.
it's
no better
amazing, isn't
spot,
it?
Like,
Like
even
it's
party
the
central.
last 2 years. I can't believe how good the weather's been the last 2 years. I'm thinking,
Yeah. Burnt to shit.
yeah, burned. I was actually burned. Yeah, yeah. My old black day and easy leathers.
Yeah.
Oh,
Cooking.
yeah. Yeah.
Cooking.
Class.
Yeah.
Christian Elkin.
And
Had
you
them for about 7 years.
Yeah. Cheers you fresh.
they're iconic now, but
Yeah.
you can't be changing them now.
McStitch have done them up about 3 times now.
Is that right?
Twice they've done them. Twice,
Class.
yeah.
Are we near ready for the question?
I think we are.
Well,
Who asked it last
I
time?
had
You
asked
did?
last week. You can ask it this
Right.
week.
I'll ask it this week.
Right, we do this for every single one of our guests.
Who, out of everyone that you've ever met in the racing scene, who would you say is the biggest nutbag?
Biggest nutbag, like
Head case.
wing nut, madman.
Is it crazy, like you...
Like there's bound to be a character out there from even your BS.
That you don't want to race with.
No,
Or
just like
a-
at head case, like at the bar when you're celebrating, or...
Just
like
a wild child.
You mentioned Chris.
Chris Palmer was definitely
Palmer,
flipping crazy.
Loose.
See, I was going to say at Mallory Park, he was up dancing on the tables, pissed with his what's it out,
Tandragee.
right?
1 year after the Tandragee, he done the same thing in the bar.
He's got
at
a bit
the
of a
bottom
lad on
the
him.
What do you mean?
But he's cocky on the
he's
wang.
got a-
Yeah, he's got a
he-
right wang on him. Doesn't mind getting it out.
Aye. He'll just...
I was like,
table,
But he's
I
running
was
like a
only a young
fucking
lad. I
castle
was
of
like,
each.
what the fuck's going on here? Like, and then see the next day,
It's like a baby, like a baby's arm.
morning warm up. We were parked next to him. He was riding for Lee Lumley Racing. I'm looking at him thinking, that guy's a fucking nutter. Right?
yeah.
He puts his helmet on, goes, oh, I don't feel too well. Pulls it up, be sick, puts it on, goes out. He's about third quickest. and he was absolutely hammered. I mean, hammered.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Chris Palmer.
Yeah.
Chris Palmer, yeah.
Guess
That's a
the dick.
typical road racers. But he had a certain job over the winter, didn't he?
What's that?
And then came over here, done the racing. I'm not going to say it. I'll tell you after.
I don't know.
That's
no.
wild.
Oh,
Well,
I know,
that's a good answer.
He was someone. He was some
Yeah.
going on.
He just surprised me because he was quite serious. He was trying to win the British Championship that year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was still hammered, like.
Brilliant.
Yeah. You couldn't get away with it now. Like, we get
No.
flipping breathalyzed every meeting. I do, anyway. Fuck me, I don't
You
know
do
why.
now. It didn't used to. It used to be spot check.
How many
didn't it?
times? Like it's breathalyzed every meeting, and like every other meeting, me and you are in the fucking piss cart
Yeah.
with the drug test.
Yeah.
Drug tested. We've been drug tested, what?
So many times.
Surely
What, 8 or
that's...
9 times last 2 years?
Yeah, probably at least.
I said, you need to fucking do this. This is meant to be random.
Yeah.
It's not random at all.
No.
Surely that's... that'd be a force of harassment, no?
Well,
don't know.
I told him if you come again, I'm not flipping doing it.
Yeah.
He said to me last time, are you like saying you're not going to give me a sample? I said, no, I'm not, but I'm really pissed off.
Yeah.
You know, that you're coming.
You're having a piss in front of him and...
Aye, the stage fright and all kicks on. It's not good. Like,
Yeah, and I drank. I couldn't go. So I had 2 cups of tea and a litre of water, and I got about. You have to put like 75 ml into a cup or whatever it is. It's not that much, is it?
all your concentration in that.
And I put about 68 ml or something into it.
Yeah,
So I had another go, got another drip. Right, that'll do. See, on the way home in the truck, I'm jumping into the back, fucking pissing like a racehorse.
That's always the case.
See, I don't drink that much anyway. I
Yeah.
don't really.
Is that what, like water or anything, or?
I drink Coca-Cola.
Oh, I just drink liters of Coke.
Yeah.
Right, Christian, this has been fantastic. This
Yeah.
has been
It has
really
been.
good listening. Like, thank you very much for coming on.
Yeah.
And hopefully see you behind me this year.
Yeah,
some
no, look
stage.
forward to it.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I do look forward to it.
Good luck for this year, buddy.
Thanks a lot.
Good night.
Cheers.
Brap Moto are proud sponsors of Commentary Corner. Located at 5 Lisburn Road, Moira, the former Motor Shocks building, this is the place to go for something different. Only open 2 hours a week to the public, Wednesday 6 p.m. till 8 p.m. Everyone is very welcome to drop in and check out the weekly change in stock, ranging from mopeds to fireblades. Davey from Brap Moto is looking for all types of motorbikes, vintage, classic, sports bikes, to damaged end-of-life bikes for dismantling. Also job lots of bike spares. Top cash prices paid, in particular looking for good, clean road bikes of any age. Brap Moto is proud to support many racers on the roads and the short circuits.